Look,
So
all you know is that you
effectively-
don't know nothing.
Effectively, the too long didn't read rundown of last session. You guys finished the game. Steady just ran straight for the thing. It was your guys' turn anyway, so you're gonna get there like in that turn. You guys had won the game. They led you guys off field. You got your wealth by level in gold for rewards for winning the game.
So I believe that was 3,000
Wait.
per person.
I was going to say that wasn't our wealth by level for our actual level. That was
Oh,
like
no,
for
no,
level
yeah.
3.
Level 3 wealth by level.
Yes,
Okay.
there's a big difference. I would happily accept wealth by level for my level.
But it's quite a bit of money, and maybe you're not willing to give us quite that much, you know?
Not an entire amount. But they gave you your level 3 wealth by level. Everybody individually, so you can go. Hey, I can go party. Darkfire had kind of split from the group initially. Did some tailing of ponies. And
Okay.
you guys are
And then I returned.
And then celebratory.
Okay.
Technically.
Hold on, I heard that there was stuff that happened as we left the field, and possibly I missed some of it. So what did Steady see?
You just saw Darkfire go off to the side on his own.
Not okay. Darkfire went off on his own. What about Ivory?
She was kind of trying to blend in with the crowd and run off in a direction that Darkfire was running toward.
Okay.
And this is the Ivory field that, yeah. Never mind, sorry.
This is Ivory that my character knows about.
Yes.
Other than that, after the game, Little Spout had gone to the school papers. Got a bit of a sponsorship opportunity going on. Did some fancy interviews for your team, and everybody went out to go celebrate at a local joint known as McDragon's.
Yes. This I saw from the thing, I guess.
Yes.
Anyway,
Celebrate good time. Come on.
And I mean, it happened that Candlelight brought along Little Spout due to the fact that Darkfire decided to start a drinking challenge.
Yeah, in an attempt to, get him some confidence.
that seems like a terrible plan if I'm here. And it's a terrible plan if you're trying to out drink a kineticist. That seems like a terrible plan.
Yeah, but he was rolling.
It was going
poorly.
okay. And plus, this is like 190 proof whiskey made by dwarves. So that was fun.
And,
Sure.
Mr.
Okay,
Tisdale
okay.
decided to try to cheat out the competition with free drinks that were kind of handed to him.
All right. So, okay.
And
I will point out that normal alcohol is not flammable, but this stuff, they had specific no matches signs around it.
Okay, yeah.
We ended last session with Mr. Darkfire giving the party a revelation of sorts.
I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you were talking about that. The other option is okay. Still, nobody mentioned that. I think someone in this party is aware that I was dosed with the potion.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the third session that it's still going on and nobody has mentioned it?
Nobody told the littlest of spouts.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I was the only one there. That
Things
really-
were going on.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly the problem. Is things keep going on, and my character is still love-addled.
I'm not sure if Little Spout would know what to do about that.
I don't know if anybody knows what to do about that. Maybe we should just let it. Maybe we should just let it there. That way, I'll never have to have my character be like, "Wait, what have I done?" Because he'll never think to do that. Or maybe it'll run out on its own, and things will be terrible. We'll see.
Things will be terrible.
Well,
Maybe if
just
it
a
runs out.
question, Little Spout. Did you hear what had been said to you last session? Or at least rather loudly.
Or what had been said in general.
Was Little Spout in the bar with us?
She
Oh,
was,
yeah.
and
She
it-
totally was.
Yeah.
Isn't
But
that
was
where we
Dave
ended? I forgot
here?
what the words were said.
So David might still not know if he hasn't been paying attention.
Oh no. Okay, well.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard it, and at the time I went, ha ha, and then my brain said, you don't need that information. Goodbye.
Really? Okay.
Well, that's
Look,
what it
it's
would be.
not a game mechanic, so I don't immediately remember it forever.
That sounds like a terrible idea, David. Aren't you a writer? Come on.
Well, Candlelight certainly didn't seem to react to much, as he is currently on the floor. Hopes are just kind of raised up to the small lights on the ceiling, just kind of patting at them.
Yes. So what was the last statement? Somebody remind me.
Would you care? To
Oh no,
repeat
this means he
Darkfire?
has to muster the courage to do it a second time.
Oh no.
So basically, Isdell is just egging Candlelight and Darkfire on, and we're just like, and so I bought him a bunch of drinks so he could join this, and I'm like, I turn to him and I say, now look here, do one more of these shots with me, one more, and whoever loses, or coughs first or whatever, they have to tell Little Spout she's pregnant. And this was said rather loudly.
I was drinking my other alcoholic drink and had stopped mid-drink and just looked at you with super wide eyes. Because while Isdell knows, he just looks at you like, you just said that. Did you really just say that? He's in disbelief right now.
And Darkfire's like, yes, I just said that. Are you deaf?
Ring dancer.
Yes, I just said that, but I don't realize how loudly I said it.
And Stardancer face hoofs and takes a big drink and puts her head on the table and kind of groans and just be like, I can't believe this is happening.
And that's when Little Spout looks at her drink, which is water, and goes, oh, I guess I have the right one.
Ring dancer just like stops on her fifth burger, and she just starts looking around. Like it's like partway into her mouth, and she just like holds it there and is just like looking around really awkwardly.
I just lower my drink and say, and then look at you, Stardancer. We need a private place to talk now.
Is there a bathroom nearby?
Where all of us need to talk.
Now, is Candlelight passed out?
Candlelight isn't passed out, but he's definitely out of it.
Well, then he is being pointed at accusingly.
Wait,
Well,
what?
normally we would be pretty well ignored anywhere. However, someone had to go make us celebrities.
I regret nothing.
Oh, I missed what you said, David. You're a bit muffled.
He said he had drink.
I did say that, but I also said that Candlelight is being pointed at accusingly.
Oh. And you mean he just kind of points back with a hoof and boops your hoof. Boop.
I look at Darkfire and I'm very consciously debating whether or not to just. Isdell is just in pure disbelief.
At this point, Darkfire's just staring at the last shot that's right in front of him. He's just.
I reach over,
deep in
grab it, and
thought.
down it.
Give me that fortitude save.
Yeah, I know.
You're 4 in, right?
The last one had a
Back to
saving
the
throw of 20.
This one to be 25. What'd you roll?
14.
Oof.
Oh god.
Yeah, it definitely flares up as you take it down. It would definitely cause.
Isdell was expecting the cough. All right, Stardancer, I'm ready. Let's go somewhere.
And then seeing this, I take the other shot that I gave to him, and I'm like, you stole mine, I'll steal yours. I take his and I down it.
All right, I think
So
you were
I
like
think-
5 shots in, yeah.
At this
Yeah.
point, Little Spout raises a hoof. Why? Why am I the designated not drinker? You think I'm going to carry you all home? You think I can do that? No. I don't think that's one of my talents.
Little Spout, I don't think you understand the severity of the situation right now.
I'm
Because
sorry. I guess, I should be more conscientious because he just told you that you're pregnant.
But
Good, and pour some whiskey.
I don't know if you heard that or not,
Okay.
but I facepalmed.
Okay, knowledge local. Do I know anywhere that near here that we could go? Otherwise, we have to tramp all the way across campus to my apartment.
Go for it. Oh, I see it. Nearby. Let me check my handy dandy map here.
Map? Who does that?
I know,
Weird,
right? I'm prepared somewhat. All right. Well, I mean, there's not a show going on. Right over here. There's the Cat Norton Theater right over here. There's not a show going on, so it should be fairly empty.
And they probably have
show
soundproof
going on?
rooms.
That it does. Let's go.
All right.
And
All right. Yes, this way. Please throw away your trash properly
there it is.
and grab anything you're taking with you.
And Ring Dancer finishes the burger that she kind of had half out of her mouth, and then looks down at her last two. But I like these.
Just bring them with you. It's okay.
Kind of picks them up off the tray. Not stopping. She's just holding them in one hoof, and then realizes, oh yeah, I have a horn. Her horn kind of lights up a little bit. They start hovering in front of her.
Well, I was gonna say I cast Mage Hand and just have it hold the burgers for her.
She's a unicorn. She can unseen servant. Just doesn't do it.
At her level, the unseen servant will hang around for half a day.
And it kind of seems like she seems kind of proud of herself as she kind of like makes them kind of float along with her.
I command you to float.
She's like looking around at these spellcasters in the group. I've been practicing.
That's very
Little
lovely.
Star, Little Star gives it a polite clap.
Tap, tap, tap. Candlelight has still remained on the ground. He hasn't gotten up.
Looks at the spellcaster party. You mean the whole party?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hey, Steady Shoot, can you carry the passed out one?
I'm not
We should
past
figure out how
how you are.
I carry him anyway.
Oof.
I.
We need to
stumbled.
figure out how to sober him up because we need to chat with him too. He should be.
I don't have that spell.
Does anybody have
so what
lesser-
spell
The
was
worst
it?
part is there is a spell to do this.
Lesser
What's the
restoration
spell?
technically cures poisons.
I mean,
Uh,
I have neutralized poison.
That would do it.
I'm trying to remember. If I'm
Remember, drinking
Can we
Poison.
resist the energy of being drunk? I have that.
Wait, what? No. That is literally not how resist energy works.
Resist
I know,
energy, alcohol.
As a prepper, I actually did
Alcohol
prepare
is not one of
neutralized
the four
poison
elements
just in
names.
case. Would neutralized poison work with this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, I mean, it's like literally alcohol is technically a poison that you're inviting into your bloodstream.
yeah. It's I should have this spell. Polypurpose panacea. One of the things you can use with it is go bam, you're sober.
Yay. That's another way of doing it. But yeah, every time alcohol is actually referenced in a Pathfinder game, it's a poison.
Okay. Cool.
Like there's Skulls and Shackles, the AP, where you have to start making fortitude saves against it. Oh no!
He's Candlelight just starts trying to slip off your back. Steady shoot. Like, I can walk. Let me. Ooh, there I go. There I go. Ah, thump.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
I kind of was like, heh, if only he had.
Well, however we're going to do this, Star leads you off to the theater over there.
Alright. And then my drunken side, I ended up using neutralized poison on myself. And that was my only preparation of it for today.
So cheating.
Oh.
Or wait! Hold on. It says, or oh, never mind, or object.
And
Ugh.
Candlelight just keeps wiggling his hose in the air until Steady Shoot helps him back. Thank you.
Yes. I do the shoulder thing, except because I'm much larger than he is, I'm basically carrying him while allowing him to pretend he's walking.
I mean, he's exuding a fair amount of heat Like you can kind of feel it on your back. It's like he's expended burn, but hasn't. Ba-doop-ba-doo. And start answer. You started walking over to the Cat Norton Theater.
Yes.
Awesome. And you walk over there. The doors themselves, it's kind of just like it's technically a community location, so anybody could go in at any time. However, there is like this place is usually only has people in there during times where there's shows. This is definitely not one of those times. You kind of open the door. It's somewhat dimly lit. Imagine like an actual concert hall. There's a stage up front. There's 10 to 20 rows of like seats that are just kind of laid out around them. But there doesn't seem to be any sphinxes or ponies or anybody like in the seats themselves. The stage is empty, and it's just kind of there's only like a light like every like fifth pew, so it's just generally dimly lit.
Yep. Can I get into the back rooms?
Yeah. All you'd have to do is hop up on the stage.
Because I doubt we want to be in the acoustically amplifying room to discuss this.
You're right. All you'd have to do to get to the back room is hop up on stage, and then there's like stage left and stage right that go behind the curtains.
Okay, I lead everyone back to a quiet room in the back.
All right, and as we're doing this, I'm kind of walking a lot more steadily now alongside Isdell. Like, hey, I know I used the spell on myself to get kind of sober again, but my memory's a bit fuzzy. What are we doing? Why are we going here?
You dropped the P-bomb. Now we gotta talk about it.
P-bomb?
Candlelight just kind of Candlelight flails himself from back. He said P.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I hope that was a bit of a success. But anyway, what do you mean by the P-bomb?
You dropped in the middle of a public place. That Little Spout was pregnant. Little Spout didn't know Little Spout was pregnant. Now we gotta explain to Little Spout that she's pregnant.
I know what it means, he says self-defensively.
Oh.
But were you aware?
That was a mistake.
Yes, you were very dumb.
Hey, I was drunk.
Isdell
There's a difference.
How far gone is Isdell?
You can't walk straight. I mean, like
I forgot about that part.
You were just kind of like walking along, and you know how like Star Dancer kind of gone up onto the stage to go into the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you started going there, and you looked to Darkfire for a moment to answer his questions, and thump, you kind of run into the stage.
I kind of correct him, like just trying to guide him just a tiny bit.
And this is why I don't drink strong alcohol.
You a lightweight?
No, I'm not an idiot.
And
you're a lightweight.
I would say Steady Shoot is not a lightweight. Steady Shoot's player is a lightweight, but Steady Shoot's not one.
What's your fortitude bonus, actually? Like, curiously.
Hold on.
That's like one of your clash like things.
Yeah.
Right. Fortitude is 12.
Nice. You're up there. Like Candlelight's like 14.
And also, you're earthbound on top of being an Antian, right?
That's true. I get extra bonuses.
So you get a +2.
No real harm there.
And,
there's a reason why dwarves get along with ponies.
And
And it ain't because they both dig in the dirt.
And Star Dancer begins to like lead you guys toward the back. It's a little bit darker toward the back, just because they usually only reserve the lights. But it's kind of weird because as you guys walk in, they start just kind of like flickering to life almost, somewhat automatically as you guys kind of start walking through the halls. And you lead you to one of the quieter rooms, which seems to be a back, like a makeup room of sorts. There's mirrors that kind of line all the different walls.
It's like, take some, and some means 3 million.
And there seems to be some like older makeups and things like that that just seem to have been left there. That's where she left you to.
We are recording now, right?
Oh yeah.
Just making sure.
Been recording for a while.
Just making sure.
And so Little Scout has the most thoughtful of expressions on.
Okay, so we're in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Little Spout, did you know you were pregnant?
Well, she says, I thought maybe.
Okay. Because I've known for like, what? A couple of weeks?
But he didn't say something?
I thought you knew.
Why would you think that? No, that's beside the point.
Why would you think that? Don't answer that. Let's not get into that conversation.
Look, I might be a master of water, but that doesn't really work that way.
Candlelight kind of leans over Steady Shoot and looks down. He looks like he's looking at you, Little Spout, but like in the most loving way. You're cute, you know. And he kind of starts falling off Steady Shoot again. Whee!
Man, that stuff really got to him. Oh, I guess it really got to me. So
I just say I'm fine, as I'm definitely not fine.
I'm fine. Guys, I am okay.
Thump and Candlelight.
Little Spout considers healing him despite the fact that he's not hurt. He clearly needs a drink.
But that's why I cast the defensive spells on you during the games.
She tilts her head a little bit. Well, I thanks. I did pretty good.
We need to be more careful now, I think.
I've been needing to be more careful for a while, but we have done.
She looks very confused. What are adventurers supposed to do when they become moms? Oh, they don't write stories about this?
Ooh, I miss my mom, says Candlelight from the ground, kind of pulls up in the air.
Well, that got
Can
awkward.
someone cure him?
Sorry, my drunken stupor. I used my only preparation of that spell.
I'm in sweats and.
Well, I mean,
so,
if you'd like
yeah.
wait an hour, I could get the spell.
Excuse me.
I mean, at this rate, it's sounding like we might have an hour.
But yeah, so that's
I like how you just say that and just casually just smile.
so.
Okay.
Who didn't know about this?
Me!
I didn't know about this.
Not Candlelight, the other one. Ring Dancer kind of raises her hoof. And she has like another burger in her mouth already.
I believe Star Dancer and myself were the first to notice.
I noticed pretty recently, but
That's his life.
And,
so
No, this is what happens when you're married.
and Candlelight, he just starts blushing. Oh, I'm married. Oh my gosh! And he puts his like hooves to his face.
Darkfire, no more drinking competitions with the lightweight.
Hey, it was supposed to make him more confident. You know, I was gonna make it look like he beat me, but then all that happened. So,
But then he actually beat you?
I think
no, I made a
No,
mistake of.
Darkfire had one more shot with them after the fact that like the bomb had dropped, but like up to the point they'd taken the same amount of shots. It's just it hit him. He was rolling really terribly. Despite his plus 14, the DCs were not met.
I mean, if the DC keeps going up by 5, plus 14 ain't quite cutting it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I guess realistically what we're here to talk about is to make sure that you know the ramifications of such and what we're going to do about it. You specifically, but, you know, us as
prodding
Going
my
around
brush.
doing stuff.
And this is when I imagine the lights go out and you can hear some film rolling as a videotape starts playing on the wall. So, you've gotten pregnant. 3 important steps to know. Brought to you by the Responsible Parenting Corporation.
Okay then.
And Candlelight just lets his hose flump to the ground. Oh, and he looks like he's about to like throw up. I don't feel so good.
Little Sprout points at him accusingly again. That's my lawn. You can't have it.
Okay, I'll hold this together, and he kind of just puts a hoof onto his face.
There is a trash can over there.
And he looks around. Nope, that trash can, and he kind of points to it on the ground, is for my wife, because she says she needed it.
Uh,
Huh?
He's just so cute, but I mean, he doesn't have a clue.
Little Sprout applies a hoof to her face. Oh, but I'm feeling a bit off. Why don't you do it for me?
He looks like more than happy to do that. He kind of holds like that hoof closer to his face. My pleasure. And like he just kind of starts. He gets up and then he falls, and so he gets up again, and he falls. He's making progress toward the trash can, but it's one falling step at a time.
I'm just ready to
Fortunately,
press vegetation.
yeah. Fortunately, it seems Little Spout is very good at controlling him.
And I'm going to roll a ranged.
Oh, gee, it's
ranged
almost as if
attack.
they were married or something.
that's gross.
Let's see. I'm rolling a ranged attack for Mr. Candlelight as he prematurely starts releasing prior to the trash.
Oh god, that's not the kind of projectile the Pathfinder was designed to handle.
Well,
Cast prestidigitation.
To be honest, Pathfinder doesn't handle a lot of projectiles well, David. Come on. We all know the crossbow rules.
even with the -8 I was giving him mentally, he still managed to hit the trash can and thump.
He is truly the winner of morning sickness.
Oh.
And his dexterity is terrible. He can't hit crap.
And he keeps his head into the trash can as he raises one hoof. I'm doing this for you.
I will point out. I will point out that out of character, I guessed fairly quickly. I think. However, I mean, could you make a fortitude save for no reason? Wait, what?
It only happened it only happened like every morning.
Yeah, I guessed pretty quickly what it might be, and I was like, oh. However, Little Sprout is built like a freaking tank and like doesn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was other small signs. Other just little things. But
Like
yeah,
what?
Besides that, well, I mean, you could certainly roll me a history check if you'd like.
Alrighty.
I don't think that's what that skill is for.
Yeah, I'm not sure knowledge of the War of 1592 is really going to assist you in this.
I mean, that's just my go-to if players can't really remember something very specific. It's technically history.
What are you trying to remember?
Other signs.
Of
Other than morning sickness.
How could we have seen this earlier?
the knowledge history check. Huh? Do I have knowledge history?
I'm just gonna roll because I'm curious. And I rolled terribly.
Oof. I mean, you recall something about a gem. Both of you.
Something about a what?
Something about a gem.
The gem.
Oh.
The gem. I forgot about the gem.
The gem.
The gem that he had, that Little Spout had for Lashtada? That gem?
I barely remember this. I kind of remember it now that I'm thinking.
The one that
about
brought you back to life?
Wait, it brought him back to life?
Wake me up. Wake me up inside.
Didn't that...
I think we need a
Hold on.
flashback. I will wave my hooves dramatically to summon the flashback.
Does Isdal remember exactly what happened during that?
Well, well, actually, Little Spout, if you'd like to give me said history check, you have a significantly lower DC because you actually had it.
Easy. 1 moment, please. Your call is very important to us. Please stand by.
Just like
Don't lie.
This is like the Jimmy Neutron like brain blast scene right here. She's just rubbing her temples. Think.
Well, I have to actually log into Roll20 now, because here I was in the kitchen.
Making pancakes?
Making pancakes.
Well, it's sort of like pancakes, if pancakes had a lot more protein.
Steak pancakes. Beef pancakes.
Yeah, now you're closer.
Beef pancakes.
Pancakes that move.
Jello?
Stand cakes?
What?
What?
You were all confusing me.
They move, so they obviously have legs. They're
I mean, the
stand
fact
cakes.
is, you're the one who's being the most confusing
Stand
here, David.
cakes. I love it.
All right, so
Out of all the
There we
confusion,
go.
you are the most confusing, David.
I take pride in my confusion.
Sweet.
Good.
I just need to be able to actually see what the heck I'm looking at. Oh god! This is what happens when you try to roll 20 on a phone.
Just roll 20 off the fly. Also, Doremo, I
Alright.
missed your message. They did. They had sandwiches and hayburgers and everything. It was great.
Yay!
Except for the drunk pony who I think he was talking about.
Oh, you right.
He just had shots.
Oh, yeah.
Shot.
So fortunately, not a whole lot came back up.
I mean, it's a good thing I didn't throw up. All I really had was ash.
All right, we want knowledge, and we want history.
Yeah, because fire dogs are weird.
Hey, I literally got as high as you can while being untrained.
And that was your DC. And
Hooray!
you kind of you recall the fact that you had picked up a small crystalline kind of focus from one of the Tengus initially in the mine, and you recall just seeing the very faint blue and pink spheres just kind of rotating in it. And Isdal and Darkfire, you guys were witness to the kind of exploding of said gem prior to Darkfire almost dying.
He does that.
When did I almost die again?
When you
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 were a giant
realized that
snake.
druidic abilities didn't work like we originally thought.
Oh, that moment. Yeah. Yeah, I remember now.
But yeah, that's kind of the recollection of history from said gem. Candlelight, still.
There. Now I'm sitting in front of my computer. Woo!
Ooh, fancy. Candlelight.
Possibly too fancy.
Candlelight finishes like his kind of drunken heaving into the trash can. Kind of looks up. I did it. Do I get my? I don't have to sleep on the couch now, do I? I did a good. And he kind of holds up a hoof. I did it.
You did do it, she says, sort of nodding.
Woo! And both hooves go up.
I think he just succeeded at more than one thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at the trash can. That's
Yeah,
one thing.
This is when Little Spot wishes she had a sleep spell.
And he gets to his hooves and thump. And he just starts laughing sideways on the floor.
Okay, she says, thrusting out a hoof. Okay,
Okay.
so this isn't a big deal. This is a part of the natural cycle, she says, moving her hooves in a vaguely circular fashion.
Throwing up?
I mean, sometimes that's part of it.
Wow. What a circle of life. And he kind of starts trying to draw a circle, but it's more like a lump on the ground, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes life is that way.
And Ring Dancer starts stuffing the last burger into her face. She's like listening, but she's
This
just like,
doesn't have to change anything. It just means maybe I shouldn't always be the first one. And maybe I shouldn't rush into things
and,
until I finish doing the thing. You know, the thing.
And
Yeah.
Candlelight flumps backwards and he looks up at you, Little Spout. But you're awesome in front. Why aren't you going in front anymore? He looks like upset. I'll go in front. And he kind of raises his hoof. I volunteer.
Because if I go in front, then two people are going up front, and one of them has a really bad armor class.
Oh, he kind of thinks, is that me? I think that's me. You're making
Out of
fun of
character.
me.
One of them is literally wearing a tank.
I mean, it's true. It is true.
And
Yeah.
I will point out that, yes, that without even knowing it, she succeeded at not having any strange complications, despite, like, facing otherworldly beings of horror.
Yeah.
I know, right? That was actually really good dodging those the ghosts.
yeah.
Well, there was the ghost. There was also the evil extraplanar creature that did succeed at killing two people.
Are you afraid of no ghost? The answer is no. You're not afraid of no ghost.
The I guess like the fire
The natural
giant,
one.
You were in front with the fire giant, though. Isdal just kind of killed his pet, so that's why he just like completely ignored you.
Well, I mean, Little Spot almost got stolen by the fire giant.
That's true.
This is true.
She got beaten a lot. She got beaten up by the stupid Sonic thing. We're like, here, we have a new music for you. New music. I'm not really into. Oh God, I'm really not into that.
New music is the devil. I knew it.
I think that
Everything that came after I was a teenager is garbage.
And,
It's true.
Ring Dancer just kind of she finishes her burger, and then she looks to like her side pouch that she has. The only like real side pouch that she has is like for her for her money bag essentially. She looks at it, and just opens it up a little bit. I still have a lot of this stuff.
What stuff?
money.
Pulls out like a couple coins. These, silly.
You should definitely hold on to it. I know you haven't really had it before, but
What do you guys buy with all this stuff?
Equipment, weapons.
At that point, Little Spout crashes to her haunches and taps at her head. Why haven't they made maternity adventuring gear?
They probably just expect you to retire.
What? No.
Which, knowing you, you would probably absolutely refuse.
And Candlelight says what no at the same time Candlelight Little Spout does and looks to you, Darkfire. She's not old, silly. And he kind of waves a dismissive hoof. She won't retire.
oh boy, this is gonna be fun to re-explain to him tomorrow.
Yeah. I need potions.
That's what Little Spout sort of frowns a little bit. But just imagine it. What if you could take your whole belly and have that be an extra planar space where it can't be hurt?
Whoa! And he looks up. Like a belly of holding, and he kind of widens his hooves, kind of like the circle of life thing that.
Yeah, that's the problem. I have one of those. I need to protect it.
Well, then I guess how would you? If your old belly was in another dimension, you people wouldn't really notice.
And,
So
and
maybe
also, I'm sure there are other problems with this line of thinking.
Like the fact that technically no air is in those. I suppose no air is in it.
Well, I mean, that's not
technically
really...
it's completely cut off from all the things it needs to grow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying if it's still attached to Little Spout, the lack of air actually really wouldn't be a problem.
That's
Yeah.
As long as Little Spout's still breathing, there is oxygen.
I mean, Candlelight still seems wholly unaware of what is going on, but he seems very happy on the ground. And he rolls, and he rolls like once, and then his eyes kind of go like a little wider. He's like, oh, I can move like this. And he puts his hooves up straight and just starts rolling until he thumps into a wall. Ow, oh, not where I'm going.
They saw him rolling. They're hating.
So should we leave this to you to tell him what's going on, or should we try to get him sobered up?
But if you can get him sober up, that would definitely be better.
And I will point out that vaguely, for the people who had rented out the hotel in the middle of the town, there was a couple of bottles and things that I pointed out that had various uses.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that one of them had the symbol for alcohol upon it?
Oh.
It's a hangover cure.
Oh.
I'm just saying, a flask with that on it could just as easily just be more alcohol.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, there was a reason why those hotels were kind of costly, other than the extra dimensional space and customizable living accommodations.
Sweet.
So, while continuing to roll, thump, ow, roll, thump. Ring Dancer goes, hey! And Candlelight looks up, sorry. Rolls the other
Little
way.
Spout suddenly gets a great idea, and she holds up a hoof and goes, "What's this?" And she slams down the hoof, and suddenly she looks like really, really thin, like she has not eaten in quite some time.
And
See, if I look all hollow and stuff, then people won't swing for here, she says, waving at where her belly would be, because it's not here as far as I can see.
That seems like it'd be the opposite of useful.
What do you mean? I don't want them to swing here, she says, waving at the empty space.
Right, but they have to swing through there to get through the place that you want to hit. So they'll be trying even harder to hit you there.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense, she says, tilting her head. I mean, if they were just going to swing up in that direction anyway, then it's not going to make any difference.
Candlelight just kind of says, hey, no one's gonna be swinging at my wife. He kind of.
But if they stab, she says, like making a little hoof gesture right at her side, then they'll be aiming higher.
And Candlelight, or not Candlelight, Ring Dancer kind of nods to this.
See? Adventuring safety for the future mom. She nods.
Man, this will be weird.
Candlelight looks back over toward the trash can. He starts rolling that way. Roll.
I feel like the rolling isn't going to do him much help.
He makes it to the trash can. I'm doing it again, honey. A circle of love. And Ring Dancer just starts tapping her hooves. Well, I mean, and she's looking back in the direction of where you guys came from McDragon's. We could always just take the night off.
She tilts her head. Isn't that what we're going to do anyway?
Yeah?
Yeah, probably a better idea.
Yeah, I
And,
suppose.
Ring Dancer gets kind of a quizzical look. Just, like, looks up to you, Steady Shoot. Hey, where were you the last night that we stayed here? I don't remember seeing where you went.
He turns red. He is a Christmas tree pony.
And Darkfire is chuckling as exactly as I am.
And she's looking up. She tilts her head, left and right, and you better believe that I'm rolling a sense motive right now. All right. Let's see. She squints. You went out with someone, didn't you? She kind of stands a little bit proudly. Good on you.
Yeah.
She kind of thumps your side.
I kind of mutter, so she might want to make a perception check if she wants to. I say things like something like that.
Like, yeah, I met, you know, the mayor we were looking for, Ivory Drop.
Ooh, and you see Ring Dancer. Just
I spent some time with her.
You see her kind of stand up. Ooh, and she kind of does that like she does like a very tiny version of her normal flurry of blows, but just slightly to the side of your
Oh yeah!
Thump 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 thump. Ooh, you got it! And she kind of raises like her hooves. Ah, wait, that was fast. And she kind of just looks up. First date, and you guys were. Her eyes kind of go wide. Oh. She also.
He's kind of doing the thing where he's like standing in place, looking around, like I don't understand what you mean.
Feel free to give me a bluff check.
I guess.
Hey, it's a feel free thing. If you want to automatically fail it, by all means, you can tell me that you are.
21. That's not bad.
All I'm saying is that
for no ranks and bluff.
All I'm saying is that Ring Dancer is equally as oblivious to some things. And
Yay. No one else is paying attention to this conversation?
And Ring Dancer stops being kind of red. And she kind of seems to just kind of dismiss it. Ah, what am I thinking? You wouldn't. She kind of gives you like another little thump on the side. Still though, that's really cute. You guys should go out more.
So is it still
I nod numbly, just like that would be good.
It's definitely rounding evening. If you're asking for the time.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing?
Steady Shoot's trying to hide it?
Hide what?
Nothing.
Well, if we have that taken care of, then...
We don't, but okay.
Well, I have no more input on it, unless you want, me to grab someone to help you with something.
Candlelight seems to have gotten his head stuck in the trash can.
Ew. Good thing I was cleaning it up with prestidigitation.
Nice.
Sure.
But he eventually managed to flump. Takes his head out. Oh, are we going back to the hotel?
Yes, we're going back to the hotel.
Probably. What will we be doing tomorrow then?
Well, I kind of look at Ring Dancer and said, did you have something in mind that you wanted to do tonight? Because she kind of worded that a little weird. And Isdel's not completely gone.
And
I don't know if you heard any of that.
Candlelight just kind of thumps his chest. She's gonna do me tonight.
I was about to say.
Little Spout applies a hoof to her face. Not in this state, you're not.
Oh.
Little Spout, do you want to take care of your significant other that is significantly drunk?
Ooh, I'm significant.
Do you see how big he is? I can't carry him. If somebody else wants to do that, that would be fantastic.
Sorry, I've got some other things to do.
And that's when the party broke. That was it. Everybody just left.
Breaking of the fellowship.
it just kind of goes gray, just like, and that was the end of the history of the party, where they are now.
Directed by
No.
Mimely Pepiatli.
He is banned from all my Discord servers that I am in control of.
I agree with this. I don't want anybody who's like my principal contribution is memes. No memes.
Anyways, but I again looked to Ring Dancer. Is there anything you wanted to do tonight? Because you looked like you want, from the way you worded that, you wanted to do something. Ring Dancer?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Star Dancer. What was that question?
No.
Ring.
Star Dancer wants nothing more than to be left alone still. It's been like 2 days. Star Dancer just wants to have some real rest.
I look at Ring Dancer and say, is there something you wanted to do? You worded taking a break, taking the night off like you wanted to do something specific.
She kind of glances out the door again. I don't know. I'm just gonna go explore around, and she kind of does the same circle of life thing that Little Spout has been doing.
Okay, and I get ready to go with her. Because Isabel is just done for the day.
Alright, so the party's splitting again.
Anyway, so yes, I am with Little Spout. I am carrying her boyfriend, husband.
You guys are going back to the hotel?
Yes.
I will move you there. Whee!
Yay.
Ring Dancer. If you are going with her, Isdell,
Oops.
she seems
Yes.
to be going back to McDragon's.
I just tell her, there's better places to eat, right?
No way.
Have better food.
She looks like.
Yeah.
She looks amazed.
I pull up my map and look at it. The map that I made the last time I was in this place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't make note of any food places, did I?
You did not.
Fuck. That'll gonna be way too easy. Let me look at the map. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know where any of the better places are per se. I just know what they kind of look like. So
I just know that
let's go adventuring.
that they must exist. Let's leave. Please stop.
You do notice that there's a couple, like, touristy places. One of them that catches your eye, if at least...
I'm not looking for touristy places.
Oh, that's fair. Well then, walking around,
You find the most deliberately untouristy place that is the biggest tourist trap.
No, I'm gonna.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna star it. I'm gonna square it. This place, right? Oop, that's not a square. That's a line.
I will circle your square.
I will triangle your square. That's around the circle.
No.
You see that square? Is all that appeared?
What have you done?
Yes.
Yes. You walk along. It's more the smell, the enticing smell of something really good smelling kind of hits your nose. And rounding the corner, you notice that there's kind of it's not run down, but it looks like one of those like really local, like this is the only one in the world kind of eateries. And it's labeled Cat Shack.
Cats is never closes.
No, Cat Shack specifically.
I know. There's a place in my town that named Katz's.
Oh.
Katz's
I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, you
I
left
fucking
the
hate
call.
you. I left the call.
Just to express your hatred?
Yes, because I know what that's a pun of. And I hate you for that pun.
Yeah, he told me that you would. There's so many puns on things that you apparently know.
We're in Greeley. We're in Greeley.
Possibly too many.
It's
Possibly.
if you haven't figured it out yet, Isdell, this place is literally Greeley. Yeah.
Okay, so then if this is Cat Shack, that means if we go the other direction. So hold on. I can tell you exactly where the good eateries are. Then they are.
No using meta knowledge, but anyway.
They are over here.
Then you'll find that he lied to you. He misled you.
Well, Isdell, like, I mean, if you didn't notice when you first came into the town, I did point out that there was a lot of banners of, like, the college's colors that were, Navy
Gold
blue
and yellow.
gold, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was denying it, but that's the final straw. That is the last straw.
You know,
I mean, I knew it was based after your college, and I haven't ever been there.
The School of Music looks like a giant X building.
No, I get all of that. I get all of that. What makes me angry is that you brought Fat Shack into it.
For those who don't know, there is a Fat Shack here.
Which is most of us.
Yeah, like there's a Fat Shack.
Most of us don't know.
Over here.
Okay. Fat Shack is owned by the McDonald's Corporation, but is what happens when McDonald's doesn't have to follow health regulation. Everything on the sandwich is deep fried, and the sandwiches are 1,800 calories each. That's for an 8-inch sandwich. You can get 12-inch sandwiches.
Why?
It's pretty great.
Because drunk college kids spend $100 at that place, apparently. I can't. I hate
Speaking of
eating
drunk
there.
college kids, you did see some at the outside of Cat Shack.
Yeah, that's why I went away from it.
I mean,
anyways,
the ring dancer seemed drawn to it. I mean, you'd have to pull her away too. She's just like, what is that?
She has the spirit of a frat girl.
I say that is
the soul of a frat.
Isdell can get from the smell of it that everything is like super unhealthy. I'm like, that is what you want to eat if you don't want to feel good, but want to have a lot of food.
That's exactly how I feel right now.
What the hell did you expect?
I feel like the DM wants you to go there.
I don't know if you can hear this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if you can hear this, my intense disappointment in you.
I was banging my head on my desk.
It's pretty intense. I don't know if you can hear the intensity.
Okay, fine. We go to Fat Cat.
Yay.
Cat Shack.
Cat Shack, whatever. Well, I don't give a shit.
And you enter.
That is very clearly not what it's named.
And it's kind of a smaller establishment, as I said. You walk in, and the first thing you guys see is the menu. Funnily enough, it has a bunch of different things labeled, similarly to McDragon's, where there's like vegetarian options as well as just like pure meat options and things like that. The counter extends outwards to the left, to what seems to be like a greater little eating area. And the people from most of the people behind the counter, you can see like clearly into the kitchen, seem to be kind of going away, making sandwiches. You hear the sizzling of what sounds like oil being fried and things like that, or things being fried. And one of the employees just kind of waves over. Welcome. What brings you to Cat Shack? Ring dancer just kind of flops her hooves. She looks to you more specifically, like she doesn't answer the question, but she's just really excited to be here.
What are the menu items?
The menu items include things such as the Cat Wonder Gem, among similar things. Though most of the cat options are not vegetarian. The more unicornish options that are available are like similar into how they're made. It's just rather than meat, they use different types of vegetables. Otherwise, they are very similar. The Cat Wonder Gem with the cat option does have some chicken in it, whereas the vegetarian options do have a more lettuce variety. Though they both still have mozzarella cheese sticks and fries and everything packed into the sandwich.
Duck, I don't know if you can hear the disappointment in my voice.
And I mean, Ring Dancer seems to be pointing toward one of those. Ooh, those look awesome. And the employee kind of looks over. Ah, you new here? She nods. Uh-huh. Well, that's a good starter for you. He kind of looks over. And she looks back. How much is one of those? And the guy behind the counter kind of rolls his eyes a bit. Seems to pause for a minute, look back toward the place. For someone as cute as you get it for free. And Ring Dancer just kind of blushes. She big blushes. She turns pinker than normal. Kind of goes, thank you. And the dude kind of puts in the order. Says, and directs you guys toward the eating area. Just kind of wait. Ring Dancer's looking toward you, Isdell. She looks really excited. Oh my god. The best place ever.
Yeah, it definitely smells interesting.
And about 5 minutes later, the little ding on the counter goes ding for the pretty mare in pink. And the dude carries out the sandwich, which would be you. He holds out.
I mean, is it
Aw.
Little Spout not there?
Nope.
Wait, is Little Spout pink?
No.
David.
I don't know.
I am-
Little Spout's pink.
Little Spout is not pink.
Okay.
Although
There we go.
she can pretend to be pink when she is trying to invoke her goddess.
Oh, I didn't ask where you went, Little Spout. Sorry. Asked for you.
Little Spout is going with me back to the apartment. I kind of figured we'd probably have a conversation on the way because of the conversation she might have overheard.
Quite possibly. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. I'll move Little Spout over with you guys toward the end. I'm putting pause on Ring Dancer and Isdell right now so we can get to some other people here. What are you doing, Darkfire?
Is panicking an option?
Hmm.
Panicking is always an option,
Always.
but it is never a good option.
What you do there is you roll diplomacy with yourself.
You roll to calm yourself down.
You see, you have to roll bluff and or diplomacy with yourself, you know? Trick yourself out of it.
What?
That makes sense. Darkfire, what are you doing now? Darkfire? Darkest of fires. He's left us. What about you, Star Dancer?
His fire has become too dark. No.
Well, considering everyone just kind of left on their own.
We wanted to give you your peace of mind that you've been trying to get since day one.
You have been asking for that, in fairness.
I know. I think I would go research spells because my spell list is sorely lacking in certain areas.
That's fair.
So I will be gone for the next several hours. That's not my house. My house is over here.
Yep, that's your one. And Ring Dancer is with Isdell.
And no one gave me a straight answer on what we're doing the next day, so they can come get me.
That's fair. Alright. And once you guys get the food, Ring Dancer kind of starts opening the sandwich. And I'm rolling sense motive for her really quick. Just really quick. Just
Why sense motive?
reason.
Why not sense motive?
Yeah, why not sense motive?
Why fortitude saves?
It's the skill you can roll all the time.
She pulls away her sandwich just before she bites it. You want out of here, don't you?
I'm not a big fan of this kind of food,
Aw, come on.
but I'm glad to see that you're enjoying yourself.
Kind of looks down at the sandwich. Well, I have my sandwich. And she kind of looks up. The Sphinx from behind the counter that had delivered her sandwich seems to be occasionally just giving her a passing glance. And she seems to be considering something. Doesn't really say anything.
I'm like, you can enjoy yourself tonight if you'd like. I can go.
No, I want to go with you. And she kind of slugs your shoulder a bit. The person from behind the Sphinx behind the counter starts to look a little bit downtrodden.
This is interesting, to say the least.
What? What do you mean interesting to say the least?
Well, the Sphinx was hitting on Ring Dancer, but Ring Dancer doesn't want me to leave, but the Sphinx thinks I'm with Ring Dancer, but Isdell's clearly not with Ring Dancer.
If you say so.
Thank you for being a friend.
Okay.
If this is not the sense you've gotten from this, okay.
r/whoosh.
Whoosh.
I just kind of look at her and what would I roll to see if she's noticed that the Sphinx is looking at?
Well,
Or do I?
that'd be a sense motive.
Okay. What is my sense? Oh God. Oh no. Do you know what my sense motive is?
It's either really bad or really good. I'm going with really bad. Whoa, no. Whatever you were trying to notice, you did not.
Okay. I'm just like, okay. And I just kind of sit there. And I'm actually looking at the real life menu to see if they have anything that is remotely healthy.
Do they offer a salad?
They don't offer salad.
They offer salad.
No.
I posted a link to the menu in the chat so you can look at what they have.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like she got what? Which one did she get?
She got the Cat Wonder Gem.
The Cat Wonder Gem. Okay, on the Cat Wonder Gem, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, French fries, and golden honey barbecue sauce. Sans the chicken fingers. Is what was on hers.
You do know that what Candlelight probably needs for the next day is you probably need to buy him a cat hangover.
No, Cat Chance, definitely Cat Chance.
Oof. Well, if you're looking for slightly more healthy options, I mean, they have deep fried whiskers.
There's no.
They're not actually whiskers, but like they're on the menu, and they kind of seem to be like a sandwich kind of cookie thing, but in like more elongated strips. Is he gonna leave the call again?
Dear God, just looking at this makes me feel bad.
Yeah, this exists.
David,
this is literally a 2-minute walk from my work.
My normal order from here, back when like I frequented the place, was 2-foot-long sandwiches.
It didn't work on you, apparently.
No.
Except I know my various digestions. Yeah, I would totally start gaining weight if I started eating here.
Mm-hmm.
What? They have franchise opportunities? Oh, guys, I need to go AFK.
What?
Well, Ring Dancer starts chowing down. Chow, chow, chow. She's sitting with you at a seat, conveniently placed just at the right angle to where the cashier can definitely see both of you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I kind of glance at him, but don't say anything. But not a malicious glance.
What kind of glance are you giving? This matters.
You have the wrong idea glance.
You don't think I'm rolling a d20 for sense motive?
There are so many d20s being rolled. You don't even understand.
And it's more of a confusing glance back. He kind of does the whole little head thing toward Ring Dancer, who seems woefully oblivious and lost in her sandwich.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Conveniently.
Well, I mean, with a sandwich like that, you would probably be lost.
I'm pointing out, like, this is her 8th sandwich of the day, like, in total.
Sounds familiar.
She had like 7 burgers and then a sandwich.
Doc, I just want you to know this hurts my soul.
Oh boy, let's go Bears.
Go fucking bear.
All right, but yeah, he's giving you like the little like, he's moving his head somewhat toward Ring Dancer, but like from a distance, like just casually, trying not to make too much of an effort to do so. He's looking at you and he does it.
I just kind of look back at him and just kind of is ring. I just kind of nod at, like, point my head towards Ring Dancer, and kind of do a quick nod, and look away from him.
And she and, like he makes sure that, like, you know, she's looking at the sandwich first before just kind of holding up two digits and then another digit and just putting them together, like on a different paw, like putting them together, holding up 3 different digits, and he looks woefully confused.
I got it. I use message. I forgot I had message. God damn it. And he just gets a single in his head.
And I mean, he would kind of he would give back. Well, I'm not gay.
No.
He's looking at you.
I say her.
Oh, and it kind of dawns on him. And then he looks back to
You could have messaged back. Well, I am.
Well, yeah. Well, like he kind of messages back. So, you're friends?
Yes. Nothing more.
This is terrible. You're whispering across the room.
And he kind of thinks for a minute, and then you get another whisper back. Give me her Telerock number.
We don't have those.
He looks more aghast than anything. Like, who doesn't have a Telerock? Like,
Oh my god.
What sort of barbarians are we dealing with?
you look sad. Well, you get one more message back. Guess I'll just have to keep an eye out for her then.
Okay. I'm assuming she's completely oblivious this entire time this has been going on.
Oh yeah, she's 3/4 done with her sandwich, and
Holy.
she's been talking to you the whole time, but like she hasn't been expecting answers. It's like incoherent anyway. She's just like she just doesn't stop talking.
Okay. You can go to someone else now for a minute.
Yep.
What's the worst that
Okay.
could happen?
All right, so we are back at the hotel because I believe that's where the majority of people went.
Yep.
Not me. I did something else.
Ooh. I did ask you what
Spooky.
you were doing earlier, and you seem to have fallen asleep.
Sorry.
Well, what were you doing?
You were wrong. I'm the one that fell asleep.
You are not alone. I was kind of half awake, but anyway, as soon as the meeting kind of adjourned, I stepped outside and turned into a raven.
Ah, stately raven and nothing more.
Yes.
What do you whisper into the night?
Well, I start kind of flying over this way towards Ivory Spout's apartment.
It's this one. Oop, the green one.
Yes. So I start flying to her, well, her apartment anyway.
Hmm?
And can't remember, is there a barrier over this part?
No, but the funny thing is that you don't particularly see any lights on either.
Yeah, I know.
Seems to be a
All right,
couple
I
lights
start.
in the library, if anything. But like that's just pretty much how it was the previous night.
Okay. All right, well, I start circling lower, and as I get closer, I land on like her windowsill. Do I see anybody in there?
Nope.
Do I see any crack that I could turn into something small and sneak in?
Cracks, not particularly. These seem to be like newerly built dorms or apartments rather. So they are fairly well built.
Okay. Could I open this door?
And the door
Or this
actually does
window,
seem...
I mean.
Oh, the window?
Yes.
And you could give me a strength check as your raven.
Oh, yeah. Raven. Does it seem unlatched?
It does seem unlatched, yes.
Okay.
Be me knowing the exact stats of ravens because that's what I use for Dolan stats.
What do they... Alright, then instead of search for, what do they get for bonuses to strength?
Bonuses to strength. I believe they get a negative 4.
Oh.
I will double check on that now, just because you made me like, you made me nervous that I gave you the wrong numbers. Hang on, Pathfinder Raven. Ooh, strength.
Pathfinder Raven.
Yep.
Significantly superior to most other role-playing ravens.
Yeah, so strength is 2, so negative 4.
Alrighty. I don't think I open it.
Nope. Didn't even budge.
Alrighty. Do I see any other way in?
I mean, there's the chimney, there's the door, there's
If only you had brought your expert at sneaking into places with you.
This is true.
It's like little spout previously. It was like, oh look, it's a prison. Be right back. Okay, they're out.
So wait, it's a is it a house or an apartment if it has a chimney?
It's an apartment.
Do they have
However,
like
it
a
seems-
communal?
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, it's an apartment, but like, I mean, it's just a standalone on its own, so it's more of a house than an apartment. But
so it's like
it's like each one of these buildings that's around are their own building, like their own room, pretty much their own living accommodation.
okay. Alrighty. So I'll fly up to the chimney then.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Okay.
time,
There's no smoke coming out of it, so you can be assured there's probably no fires.
I would hope.
That being said, it probably doesn't matter for you.
Probably not.
And if you're going down into the sooty cavern that is the chimney, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about blackening your feathers because you are a raven. And
Mm-hmm.
flump, 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 flump. You plop into what looks to be a slightly empty guest room. Well, guest room, living room. There seems to be a door to the left and right that seem to lead into other rooms that are just kind of open. Nobody seems to be home.
Okay. I start searching around, so I might do a take 10 on this for any like piece of fur or mane or anything I can find in here.
Yeah. What's your take 10 normally?
For perception?
Yes.
Well, my take 10 would be 32.
Dang. And I mean, it's not hard to find fur in this place. There seems to be, rather funnily enough, quite a lot of it in the side room to the right from your perspective. That's full of like different colored vases and glass items. There's all seems to be quite a few different colored hairs around the bed, like the singular bed that's in there. Some of them seem to be green. Some of them seem to be the color of Ivory Drop. They're just kind of scattered about the room.
I take some of the ones that are the color, but
I did not know that, but I have learned a thing today. It's probably not what you're thinking. Just how to pronounce that word that you're using.
Wait, what word?
Well, the difference between vase and vase.
Oh, vase.
Well, if you're British,
Well, I tend to pronounce the plural of it vases, just because I feel like that rolls off the tongue.
vases?
than vases. Yeah, I just think vases is like a better version of plural for that word. But I usually
It's
say
one of
vase if
those
it's just
weird
singular.
things that apparently in British English, vase, and in American English, vase. I never knew that, but now I do. My knowledge has grown. I'll probably forget.
Other than that, you don't really see any other furs or anything, at least not the color of Ivory Drops. You have discovered a couple in bottles in her more her alchemical and magical study room, which is the other room. They seem to be just kind of corked away. It has like, there's strange bottles with different liquids in them. There seems to be materials kind of lying around. There's scrolls of, well, there's different scrolls of a certain kind of magic. Anyway, you could definitely tell they are magical scrolls.
I'd like to spellcraft to see what kind of magic. If I can.
Go for it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, you definitely know this. This is definitely an animate, like a construct animation scrolls that she has around.
Oh no.
Hmm.
She has many
Well,
of them.
interesting. Alrighty. Do I see anything like, or is there any empty, like small container, like a test tube or a?
Oh yeah,
beaker?
you'd be able to find one of those.
Okay, I take that, or I find one and I drop the hairs into it,
Doop, 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 doop.
into the smallest one I can find, so that I'd be able to carry it as a raven.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after that, my purpose is done here. I grab it, then I fly back up through the chimney, best I can.
The mission is complete.
And I mean, not too hard at your sides to fly up a chimney. You're the anti-claws. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? You fly
I
up.
think that's just called a robber.
Oof, you right. You fly out with your vial and hairs.
Alrighty, and it's at this point that I realize I don't have the spell I need. I fly back to my apartment.
Whee.
And then you can move on to, and then I go in and set that aside, and then I go to sleep.
Aha! We go back to the hotel while this is happening, so Darkfire is not here yet. You guys arrive on the scene. Steady shoots with candlelight atop him, giggling madly. We have Little Spout. Little Spout, who was next to him, because I remember Steady Shoot had said she was talking to him. And,
Alright. So, I guess I'm like, so you heard what I was talking with that one girl.
You mean the becoming a mother thing?
No.
Oh.
I guess you didn't hear.
She tilts her head a little bit. I'm slightly distracted. Sorry. What were you talking about?
Okay.
candlelight just on your back. I love a good drama.
Never mind. Never mind.
No, it's too late. You already told you opened up your big mouth, and now I'm listening.
Well, I last night I was with Ivory Drop.
Uh-huh.
That was it. That was the whole revelation.
She leads in a little bit. Wait, do you mean with, like, you played an awesome game of our favorite role-playing game, or with you know? And she waggles her brows.
All right.
The cucumber.
I'm blushing and saying nothing.
Oh.
Which is an answer of some kind.
Are you gonna marry her?
I'm pointing out the potion here.
It depends on if anybody other than me remembers it. Because good lord, nobody can.
I was the only one there.
Oh no.
Only me and that other doctor.
Right.
Well, I got told, but I wasn't actually there.
You got told.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do that stuff unless you're gonna marry somebody. Because then this happens, you said, waving at her lower section. Wave.
Yeah, and Candlelight kind of waves a hoof. You turn beautiful like my wife. She's always been beautiful. I love you, honey. She kind of.
She tilts her head a little bit. I don't think that happens for the husband, though. You are cute in your own way.
Aw, I love you too.
Either way, what happens if, you did the thing and then a fall happens and she's like gesturing vaguely.
That seems silly.
Falls are not silly. You were full once.
And then Candlelight just starts giggling. I can't imagine Steady Shoot as a foal. He's probably the world's biggest baby.
Something like that.
Hopefully not while he was still inside, says Little Spout, tilting her head and imagining that and wincing.
Yeah, it'd be especially hard for Little Spout.
Oh no.
The Little Spout survived everything, and then a child happened.
Oof.
Well, is this your guys' conversation up to the hotel?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ah. Well,
Chit-chatting about nothing in particular.
Mr. Jeffrey would
Important nothings.
would tip his hat to you guys as you guys enter, conversing about things and babies and a laughing Candlelight. Ah, good sirs. Are you ready for your and ma'am? I don't exclude. Are you guys ready for to be taken back to your hotel? Could certainly take anything off your hands and bring it up to you.
Oh, yes, we are going back to the hotel. Could you take him? Point.
He looks up. Oh my. Well, certainly. Not the first time I've seen this. Kind of he goes up next to you, Steady Shoot. Let him down.
He is let down.
I'm just imagining you just drop him. Thump. Ow!
And well, funnily enough, even though he's kind of a lithe build, he doesn't. I mean, he stands his ground for being able to carry him. I mean, he grunts a little bit. Yep, he's a bit heavy. I got him. Don't worry. And he kind of seems to be going toward one of those little dolly carts that you see around hotels. They're just kind of carrying him over to one. I'll meet you guys back up in your room with this one. Thump, and Candlelight kind of giggles. Whee! He kind of splays out his hooves, like left and right on the cart, like the bed of the cart. Fly me away like a Pegasus. And he just kind of starts wiggling his hooves up and down. Never be fly like you.
Flip, flap,
singing
flap,
an amazing
flip.
jazz number. And Jeffrey starts pushing him. And back up to the hotel room you guys go?
Oh god, I am being asked if I want to do something for my birthday. I don't even know what I would reply with. What do I do?
You want to write a birthday collab.
Wait, what? This would not be a response I would give to my brother.
No.
Birthday collab, yeah.
I mean, that's what we did last year.
Are you ready to write my brother who has never written anything? Too bad.
Do you remember, David?
I write too much to remember any specific thing.
You remember? I am offended.
You remember, don't you remember? You remember.
Right.
But you guys are going back up to your hotel, yeah?
Yes, that is a thing that is happening.
and you guys get to your hotel, you are met with the sight of Beautiful and the two familiars who seem to be enraptured in a game of chess. The two familiars are on one side with the black pieces. The Sphinx is on her own, on the other side with the white pieces. She seems to at least be really well with their motor skills here. She doesn't seem to be as like stiff as she normally does. It seems to be almost something she's natural at. And the two familiars are looking extremely frustrated. And the Sphinx kind of moves one of the pieces, and that's checkmate. It kind of well, the Raven specifically kind of crosses his wings, turns around. That's 5 out of 7.
And that's when Little Spout tilts her head. Wait, don't you mean 4 out of 7?
Huh? And the crow looks back. 4 out of 7. He seems to be kind of counting on his wings. I'm not good at math. And the cat kind of thumps him. Ow. Of course we mean that.
So, I guess you're winning. Just gives a bit of a nod. So, have you ever tried playing a real game? She says, her brows rising a little bit.
The Sphinx looks back. What? Chess is a real game. I love chess. Kind of.
Oh, of course it's a real game, but there are even better games.
Like riddle games?
Realer games.
She thumps her.
There are riddles in them.
Ooh, like that one
And
mystery
it
game.
takes an element of strategy and tactics and teamwork.
Kind of thinks. Sounds familiar.
And that's when Little Spout goes over to where her stuff is. And
She holds up a clock. Nope.
Uh-huh.
I need to get this. I'm enjoying this riddle. Kind of thinks. Needs teamwork.
and strategy and tactics. Don't forget that.
He kind of looks upward. Oh, duh. The moon! He points upward. Did I do it? Did I do it right? Did it right, didn't I? I answered it right.
She tilts her head just a little bit, and then she puts her mouth into her satchel of stuff and pulls out the game book and thumps it down with a nice little clatter of dice going just kind of scattering around.
He looks back up toward the moon. Aww. I'm usually really good at riddles. He looks back down. But this'll be fun, I think.
Excellent! Clip, clop, clip, clop. She says, as if there had no other particularly worrisome things had been proposed to her that evening.
And,
Don't worry. I will be the author, she says, thrusting up a hoof. And I will spin a tale, and you'll be one of the main characters.
Ooh. He looks down at the board. I don't know how to make a character.
That's why I'm here. Don't worry. We'll get through this together.
And so,
Little Spout looks over at the largest person in the room. Are you joining?
I'm no good at that.
Well, that's what practice is for. And he's no good at it. Wave.
and
And the only other person here who is good at it is also extremely drunk.
well, he's technically not in the room yet. He hasn't arrived quite at this second.
I mean, that doesn't change her statement.
Yeah.
How drunk? All of the drunk.
We're being looked at by a tantalizing Little Spout. They shoot. What are you doing? Ah, the plaintive groan.
Yes. The groan of plaintivity.
That needs to be a spell.
The plaintivity scene.
The plaintive sigh of the sigh of plaintivity.
That's what I just said, yes.
Has the effects of calm emotions, but only on one creature that you sigh plaintively to.
That's that.
All I know. Anyway, So yes, Little Spout is happily inviting him to play a game. She tilts her head, and you don't have to worry about, mares and foals and other things like that.
Why
You can
would
put
I
that
want to-
all aside for tonight.
Why would I want to not worry about that?
Well, I mean, because it's late and there's not much you can do about it anyway.
He has valid points.
Let's be characters! She throws down a bunch of D6s.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the Sphinx looking at the dice. She seems to be considering them. She seems to be doing advanced mathematics in her head, or at least some kind of higher level thinking.
Don't think about it too hard. If you get too good at rolling dice, then it's cheating.
Oh, she stops thinking really hard. So, what are these numbers? And she kind of points to some of the dice. Are those his numbers? And she points up to Steady Shoot.
Well, the numbers belong to whoever rolled the dice last.
Oh.
You have to roll them for specific reasons, and then
Yeah.
you use the numbers to find out what happens.
Yeah, maybe we should go past this.
And so gaming happens
Yes.
inside
Yes.
the game.
Yes.
And
Yes.
mid-game, once you guys had made your characters, just as you guys were beginning to start, you just hear the knock, knock, knock upon your door.
Little Spout bounces to her hooves and lightly trots over. Grabs the handle in her jaw.
And there before you is Jeffrey himself, with a still drunk Candlelight upon a cart. I've brought him up for you.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, and he's still in good condition. You're getting a tip for this.
Ooh. And he kind of does a little bow, but at the same time he lowers his hat. Why, thank you. Like he lowers his hat in like a way that like would cup a tip.
She pulls out a couple of gold and drops it in.
He kind of back onto his head. Thank you much, ma'am. And Candlelight looks up almost pleadingly to Mr. Jeffrey. I like the cart. And he looks down. I know you do, Sir Candlelight. But your wife loves you more.
It's true, says Little Spout, nodding.
He contemplates this for a second. I love my wife. He kind of rolls off the cart. Bump. Ow. Hi, wifey.
My wife, who is this?
The Little Spout looks over to the tallest pony. Could you bring him to bed? Just kind of.
Yes.
It's all
I'll
right.
bring him.
He points to you. Steady Shoot.
What?
No, he said bring me to bed, and she's my wife, so I just don't want you to watch. That'd be kind of weird.
Bring him to bed and maybe sit on him.
No.
Oh man.
What's our safe word again, honey? I don't know what that is.
There is no safety.
There is no
Wow.
Steady Shoot.
All's fair in love and war, isn't it?
Oof. Well, if
This
you are
is
picking
what
up-
happens when you get involved with the studies of shoots.
And if you are picking up Candlelight, he's still kind of limp. Womp, womp, womp. You walk by a modicum of all those bottles and things, and you are easily able to take him to the room if you so wish.
What's the worst that could happen?
Are you taking him to the room, Steady Shoot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing exactly that.
Okay. I just need confirmation. Oop-a-doop. Thumps on the bed. Oof. Meanwhile, back over here in the Isbell and Ring Dancer dimension, which is the same dimension, I might point out.
I got Subway, so I'm good now.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you had Subway.
Subway is like the antithesis of Fat Shack. Anyway, Ring Dancer finishes up her game. He gives a hearty wave back over to the employee that had been hitting on her, and he seems a lot more happy than initially from before. And as you guys leave, he kind of catches your eye, like when Ring Dancer's looking away, Isdell, and he just kind of thumps his claw, sorry, like twice on his chest, and puts out 2 digits like sideways, like keep it real, man, kind of deal. You guys are out of Cat Shack now.
Good. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay. It's like, well, did you get your fill of sandwiches?
I loved that. Oh my gosh, we need to come here every day.
That's not the best idea.
I can handle it. She kind of stands up and she does like a little bit of punching in the air.
Mm-hmm.
This is what causes competitive eaters and unhealthy competitive eaters.
And that's what causes the biggest loser.
Well, what else did you want to do?
And that's how Equestria was
What do I
made.
want to do? Kind of looking toward the college. Well, I don't know. What do you want to do? And she kind of pokes you. I have a couple places in mind, but what do you want to do?
I've already done everything I want to do in this city.
It's such an interesting city.
Yeah, there's quite a few interesting cities around the world.
Ooh, I didn't know you traveled that much.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You forgot a very minor detail about your character.
Yeah, that I've actually traveled like a lot. And
she looks onward. Well, have you explored any of the other buildings? Our Dancer told us about them, but I don't think we ever actually been in any of them.
At the college?
Yeah.
I don't think we can get back in.
And she kind of holds up her player badge. Of course we can.
Oh, I didn't know those got us in.
Yeah, points over there. Well then, that settles that. Onward to what would Little Spout say? Adventure.
And I guess I follow.
Yeah, at that point, Little Spout sits up, but she's not sure why, but she feels satisfied.
Fortitude save or sneeze. Isn't that the old wives' tale? If you sneeze, somebody's thinking of you.
That is one of many such strange tales. Wait, I made the wrong save. Oh god.
The sneeze happens. You are unable to stop it.
Well, I mean, of all the things you could roll a 1 on a fortitude save for, I think I'll take that.
That's true.
Yeah.
All these days later, and you finally fail a fortitude save.
And Ring Dancer starts leading around, just kind of looking around the place. It's kind of weird because I mean you do see, funnily enough, 1 or 2 leather wings about, cute little bat ponies. But they seem to be just kind of doing their night studies. It doesn't seem to be too busy. Ring Dancer just kind of in the twilight seems to be kind of looking around the side buildings and things like that, like the Druidic Circle, the School of Music. Most of them seem to be quiet. The only building that seems to be the only 2 buildings rather that seem to be like actively, I guess, in study would be the library and the hospital.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. College town, people like to study, and it's a hospital. People don't like dying.
What? People don't like dying? Weird.
That's not normal. They should die anyways.
Ring Dancer just starts kind of casually walking up to the library. I haven't been in here yet. He looks up and down.
What's the name of the library?
Let me pull up my notes really quick. I actually have that written down.
Oh boy, I have a good idea of what it's called.
Grand Library of Neb.
Yep. Yeah, what did you think it was gonna be called, huh? Huh?
Grand
What?
has an E on the end.
Grandi.
I was thought that was gonna be something along the lines of Fletchner.
Fletchner? Oh my god. That would be an amazing pun, though.
Fuck, hold on. I can't hear anything you're saying. I just unplugged my headphones by accident. Give me a second.
Little did you know, everybody died while your headset was unplugged.
And it was your fault.
You doomed us all. Isdell, why?
Okay, I'm back.
You had one job.
No, I accidentally stepped on the cable, and they unplugged from the ear cups, which takes a minute for me to plug back in.
Well, the Grand Library of Neb stands before you. Let's see, let me check right here. Outside the library, symbols of eyes are carved into the stone that look outward toward the students that are currently not outside. The library itself seems to just have open doors. There's that same kind of spellish light that kind of spills from it. It seems to be somewhat similar to the permanency spells of light that you'd seen around, though they seem to have given it a slight added effect of flickering, almost like candlelight. Or aesthetic effect. And
Okay.
Ring Dancer kind of walks in. Ooh. Her eyes kind of go big. It is indeed a very large library. Books kind of line different shelves. They seem to be kind of labeled in runes. What languages do you speak?
A lot. Give me a second. Celestial, Common, Sylvan, and Abyssal. That's not a lot.
Well, then you do not know what these languages are, but there are labels all around. There seems to be quite a bit of sphinxes in here, kind of studying, and more curiously, out of the sphinxes, kind of sticking out somewhat like a sore thumb, is a hippogriff in the back that seems to be rounding a corner of the library. He seems to be kind of black and whitish in color. Funnily enough, he looks somewhat like a penguin.
Gonna get him in here somehow, huh?
It's a bird!
I ignore it.
And
This
Now you're
poor,
just being
probably
mean.
really important side character.
and,
Probably.
He walks off. He does his thing. None of these sphinxes really acknowledge you guys, but Ring Dancer kind of walks in. I never really do much reading. They didn't really let me read a lot of books.
Yeah. How good you're reading?
How good's my reading? Kind of points up to one of the symbols. I know that says library. I know.
It says out to lunch.
And she points to like one of the specific like bookshelves that seems to be like a label on it. And I mean, given that she seemed at least really hesitant to say what she did. Seems to just be kind of making that up, more or less, on the spot.
I'm just like, well, I can't read that. I know that's not what that says because it's a label for the books on the shelf, not what the building is.
What do you know? She kind of waves
I
over.
grew up in a library.
Whoa. Well, then you'd be able to give me a tour, wouldn't you? And she kind of like puts one of her hooves on her hips. Take me away then, Mr. Adventurer, Mr. Long-standed travel, Mr. Librarian. And a couple of the
Never said I was a librarian.
A couple of the sphinxes around just go shh. Oh, sorry.
Libraries are quiet places.
She kind of nods. Ooh. Wonder what they do with the books around here.
Ban them. There's probably a thinner music library somewhere around here.
A thinner music You know, I should have had you help me name all these things.
Well, what can you read?
Well, and she kind of points to the books. Books, obviously. Isn't that what you're supposed to read?
Yes, you can read books, but what languages can you read?
Kind of thinks a minute. Wow. And this is DM time, me pulling up her character sheet. I can read normal stuff. I can read pony stuff. And I could read, funnily enough, she kind of like thinks, I can read short little people stuff. You know, like that one ducky guy we met.
Okay. I'm looking around. Are there signs in different languages? Like they're for different, like, are there signs in Common, signs in Sylvan, stuff like that?
Funnily enough, no. Most of these, I mean, you've been in here long enough, you'd know that the language is Sphinx. But that seems to be what all the labels are. They don't seem to have broken the tradition of making them multi-labeled. Just seems like they expect everybody who comes into the city to know Sphinx.
Okay. Are any of the book bindings in languages other than Sphinx?
Yeah, there's a couple book bindings that you do see. I mean, it still holds a lot of different books with a lot of different subjects and languages. Not, but pretty much almost all the books that you will find if you pulled out any and just kind of took a look at them would be in common.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to find a children's book.
Ooh, those would not. Those would actually technically be a little bit longer for you to find. Give me a perception check or a take 10. I would take either.
I will gladly take 10 on a wait, hold on.
He says
what's my perception? Perception? Actually, I will gladly take 10 on that.
What was your take 10?
I'd be 17.
Very nice. You'd be able to find them. It would be on the second floor. After some searching, it seemed to be a more untouched area of the library. There's a little bit of dust on the tops of the shelves, but they seem to be lower shelves, as if like some children might have come in occasionally to pick up a book or two. And there are definitely a wide variety of children's books. Yes, well, as wide as you can get in a college library.
Yeah. I pick out one, make sure it's in Common or Sylvan. And I'm assuming there's tables.
Yeah, there's, well, in this area, there's small tables that are meant for children. You just go, like, a little bit more to the more adult studies part of the library. There's tables more fit to actually sit.
Is there anyone else on the floor? Or is it just us?
There is a couple on the floor. There seems to be a... funnily enough, one of the druidic team members, kind of in study on the top, as well as another Sphinx that you'd seen in that promotional poster from when you guys first got into the town. You recognize her from the wizarding team that Ivory had pointed out to you guys. If not her name, just by her look.
Right. Are there any rooms on the outside of the library?
Yeah. So you see how like the top and the it kind of like.
Is it like Missioner?
No, actually. So
Okay.
those little outsets on the building, like the main rectangle of the building, those just have like little outings that you can kind of go out if you want to study more under the stars or just in the silence of the like with the ambience of the night.
Okay, we're gonna go out into one of those areas. And I'm going to... Can Ring Dancer read the book?
Yeah, she picks up the book. She starts reading it to you. She begins. She just turns to a random page, and she starts reading. And the treehouse spun faster and faster. Everything was.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I know what you.
I knew exactly what you're going to do. I was gonna make a joke about it. I'm like, but if I make the joke, he's gonna use a different book reference.
What other books would you find in the kids section except the entire line of the Magic Treehouse?
Harry Potter.
That's not really a children's book. That's a middle
It's
school
in the
level
children's. It's in the
Lemony
children's.
Snicket's series of unfortunate events.
Aragon.
book.
That's a big book, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is like 700 or 800 pages.
And 2 movies.
Yeah. But she starts reading that. She closes the book. What, you think I'm dumb or something?
Yes.
No, I just know that most people who were slaves at one point can't read.
Kind of shifts a little bit. She looks a little guilty, but just kind of seems to blow off the general statement.
And given everything that's going on, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Kind of flicks her tail. All right, and we go back to Darkfire. We'll give him a chance to do what he was going to do. You flew out of the chimney. Floof.
Alrighty, yeah. It's going to be real exciting for you. So I fly out of the chimney with the vial in my beak.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fly around a bit, doing birdie stuff.
Bird. Bird is the word.
And once I deem it long enough, I'll go ahead and land like right here and turn back to normal. And I'll take the hairs in their little container and kind of, put it somewhere on me. Just realized I don't wear pants, so I don't have pockets.
Where are my pants?
Well, I am still probably wearing armor from the match.
I will point out that you had seen Ring Dancer and Isdal kind of enter the library while you were flying overhead.
Cool. Well, honestly, I'm feeling kind of tired. So actually, I'm just going to go ahead and head back to the... I was like, I see them, and I'm like, all right, well, cool, good for them, whatever they're doing. Oops, took a wrong turn there. And then I just make my way back to the inn.
And Little Spout, you hear another knock on the door. Thunk, 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 thunk. Thunk, 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 thunk. Little Spout.
David?
Rip. F.
Uh-oh.
F to pay respects. Oh, he said BRB in the chat. I just missed that.
Oh, that chat.
Nobody paid attention.
I usually walk around with the DM just because it helps me get my thoughts in line. So I check it occasionally.
Yeah.
All right. Thump, 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 thump. Little Spout seems to be enraptured in her DMing. However, Steady Shoot, or one of the people in the room that hears this. Thump, 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 thump.
All right.
Are you doing anything?
I'm gonna answer the door.
Aha! And the door squeaks open, and you see the stately form of Mr. Darkfire.
What do I
thought
see?
you were going to say somebody else. You see me, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So wait, what are they in, like a commons area or something?
Yeah, so it's kind of it was arranged how you guys wanted it before. There was kind of like a living room area that Little Spout seems to be going in great detail and playing the game that she's playing. Something.
She's
Castles,
expert.
castles
player.
and crashers. That's what you call.
Something about a character named Tiamat. It's a whole big thing.
Oh.
It's a big thing. It's big. It's big. It could be huge one day.
Huge.
All right. Ah, he's steady.
Hi.
Yep.
He belongs here, right? He's a room here, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on in.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I must have forgotten my key here or something. But Well, I would tell you this now, but I don't know enough. I'll tell you. I'll tell you all tomorrow. Sorry, I'm seeming very kind of distracted and focused somewhat.
And through your distractions, you hear Candlelight from the other room. We got visitors. Who came? Who came over? Who came over?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you'll pardon me, and I just kind of walks out a little past you, head over to my room, and then I close the door.
Door's closed.
Yeah, I invite you in. Let's do it. And by do it, I mean nothing, because I just let you in and let you into your room, and we continue playing role-playing games until it's sleep time, and you probably just go straight to sleep.
I do.
What
After
an interesting turn of events.
Wow.
Sorry.
And Little Spout continues going on. It's kind of cute because out of like random items, like the Sphinx had assumed the decorative flower pot upon her head, and her character was kind of funnily enough, she had made a bard character.
Her character is fleshy. Fleshy O'Fleshenstein. The fleshiest flesh bag that ever fleshed.
Funnily enough, her character's name is Missy Miss Flowerpot. She loves flowers, hence why she has a flower pot on her head.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is she also made of flesh?
Yeah, she's made of flesh. She likes to point that out a lot.
I figured.
She's just like, like it'll be in the middle of like the role-playing aspect of it, and she'll just be like, I poke the thing with my real fingers.
With my real fleshy fingers.
With my real fleshiness. Like this was pointed out like that.
With my active fleshiness. You get stabbed, my fleshiness takes extra damage from the stab.
One of her favorite sayings that she keeps asking Little Spout through this whole thing is, what do I feel?
Oh, that's that got from annoyingly funny to real sad real quick.
Yeah.
Aww.
Everyone feels bad for Beautiful, because even though she's the most beautiful, and she'll never not be the most beautiful, she'll never feel the most beautiful.
Ah, you made that. Jeez. My heart.
She out here roasting NPCs. Man. First Isdal thinking that Ring Dancer can't read. And now this. Like...
But we're just ignoring the part where he was apparently oblivious to her crush.
Oh yeah.
We just forget that part.
Oh yeah, we're forgetting that.
Oh man.
Wow.
Darkfire, are you doing anything in your room, or are you just passing out?
Pretty much I'm passing out, but I'm preparing some spells.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. So we have these guys resting, playing games. Isabel, or I guess Star Dancer, are you doing anything? I should ask. Went to your dorm.
I did put it in the thing. Since no one apparently is going to interrupt her, she's going to use the next 6 hours to try and scribe a couple of scrolls into her spellbook, and also use Summon Spell to get more spells. That's basically what she's doing all night. She probably also calls Blitz over at one point to start complaining about all the other people because they are nuts!
Yes.
Which other people?
Who do you think?
Not us.
The familiar, like, knock, 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 like the 7 or 8 rounds of knocks upon your door rings. Open up! Open up, open up, open up, open up, open up, open up, open up.
The door opens, because open and shut is a spell.
Give me a reflex save.
I'm not near the door.
Oh. Well, then
Open,
you
close.
automatically succeed.
I should specify open close is a spell, open and shut is also a spell, which is hilarious. It's the Looney Tunes spell.
Well, I mean, you automatically succeed then, as you see your friend jump through the door as if to glomp you, though you are not there. Poof.
I'm not there.
looks around. Dang it! Your fancy magic! And she stands up. Get over here. Wait, no, wait. You stay there. I'll come to you. Runs over.
That works too.
Yeah. She looks at your spell. Waits till like one of your strokes like is done with the quill that you're using or whatever you're using to transcribe the spell. And you are hugged. There, see? I didn't mess it up. We're fine.
Yes, I taught you well.
And she kind of she ends her hug and she goes around to the other side of the table. Well, someone seems annoyed.
They're just not at all what I expected.
The wings or the people?
Traveling in a group. And then I thought, we just bring them here and we'll show them around a bit and then we'll go have more adventures or something, and oh my gosh.
And,
it's worse than trying to herd cats.
and she puts her.
I take offense to that.
She puts her hands on her hips, and then she kind of brings up one hand, and she does that kind of Z snappy motion, snapping her fingers. Girl, you tell me all about your problems, and this is where the gossip. And I take it you are going to gossip with her through your while you prepare
Yes.
spells.
Yes.
One who might spellcraft your scrolls and things might assume that you wrote them very angrily.
By the way, there are spellcraft checks to transfer spells. I automatically pass all of them because I have that much spellcraft.
Oh.
Rolling a 1, I can still transcribe up to 6 level spells.
Who even needs dice, am I right?
That's right.
Alright.
Okay, and continue.
Alrighty. We're doing that. I think the only other people that are out and about not gossiping are Isdell and Ring Dancer, so we will finish whatever you're doing for this night.
Well, I asked her if there was anything else she wanted to do besides visit the buildings and the library, and
she kind of looks around. Well, now that you ask, peeks her head back into the library. Where do the bards study?
in some hellhole, probably.
Ooh, the basement. Good idea.
Was that shade?
That was a big shade.
I work in a basement, if you didn't know.
No, I didn't.
That's a lot of
We
shade
did-
since
we
you're
did not.
underground.
She kind of bounces in, dong, 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 and then she stops bouncing. Why am I bouncing? Stops bouncing. Walking. Walk. Goes back down to the first floor. And she looks for a head librarian, and there is one. She's, funnily enough, she's kind of a more Golder-esque color, like tabby cat colored Sphinx, who is up there. She seems to be not really enraptured, but just casually reading a book behind her counter. She looks up when Ring Dancer approaches. Yes, ma'am? I had a question. I'm kind of new here. She looks down and sees the student pin upon her, or not really a student player pin upon her vesture. Well, I mean, you don't look too new. You have one of those. Looks at it. Oh, my friend got me one of these. It's long story. Well, short story. We got them. But I had a question. She raises an eyebrow. Go ahead. Where do, kind of leans in, the bards study? Kind of she seems to like pull out a couple different papers around the desk. Like, today they are studying in the basement. And Ring Dancer turns to you, Isdell. She kind of sticks out her tongue. Tomorrow, and she kind of like pulls out another piece of paper. They'll be studying on the roof. They like to move around a lot. And Ring Dancer looks to you. Well, to the basement. and you hear just a bunch of sphinxes around go shh. Oh, sorry. And starts beckoning you, and Ring Dancer is walking toward the staircases that like kind of lead down to the basement. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. And even though you are going to the lower floors, it is no less grand than the upper ones. They don't seem to be like not taken care of. It doesn't seem like a storeroom or anything like that. It's just as clean, just as well lit as the upper floors. Though, as you guys kind of pass a threshold to the basement floor, getting past the stairs, you guys are kind of immediately assaulted with the sound of music. A lot of music. It's kind of all conglomerating in a strange way. Still sounds kind of harmonious, funnily enough. It doesn't seem like... It seems like they're working together at some giant thing, though it's like chaotic, if you might imagine that. But walking in, it's clear that all these different bards are kind of whistling and going around and doing cartwheels, and a couple of them have a different couple like string instruments out and things like that. One of the more fancy looking ones seem to be wrapped in performing for groups of their peers. So their peers seem to be entirely enraptured in their show.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Ring Dancer is just kind of looking around at all this. She looks towards you. Isn't this amazing?
Maybe.
Well, don't you play an instrument? And she kind of assumes a more sassy tone.
That's a good question. I don't think I do. Oh, I'm actually looking this up. I don't have anything for performance, so no.
Oof. And then she kind of
not really.
She kind of looks outward. She needs to be kind of looking along the walls for things. Well, maybe you should start. And she kind of points over to what looks to be like a it's kind of like it's an instrument rack. That's what it is, along the wall, and there seems to be a couple different string instruments upon it. There's a hurdy-gurdy, there's a lute, there's on a different rack right next to it, there's the more woodwind instruments, clarinets, flutes, that kind of thing. Even a piccolo. Seems to be just like a library resource, if anything. They seem in perfectly good condition. Come on, you got it. You can play.
I'll pass because I know I can't.
She kind of looks over. Maybe I'm just braver than you. And she steps forward. I can play.
You go right ahead. I'm not going to call your challenge. Last challenge I called ended poorly. Thinking back to earlier in the night.
Just immediate flashback. Even Ring Dancer has one. Oh yeah. She kind of strolls forward. She strolls forward. Don't. She grabs. Funnily enough, she grabs the the recorder from the woodwind section. At least the pony version of it, the pony recorder. And picks it up.
John Cena.
She gives it a small whistle. She clearly does not know how to play this instrument, and she starts pushing random things and things on that. And I mean, even though she doesn't seem to be able to play the instrument, funnily enough, the notes that she's producing from it seem to somewhat fit into the grand chaos of this of the floor's sound.
Magical floors. Wonderful.
And she looks up to you. Ha! I did it!
I see that.
And she sets it down. And the little bit of, like, spittle, it's an instrument, that she had gotten on it, she kind of puts it back up on the rack, and you just see it kind of zoop off the instrument. It looks pristine as ever. And
auto prestidigitation.
Yep. And she goes back up to you, Isdal. Wow, this has been an experience. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
She He's rolling sense motive on this. Sense motive. That sounded suspicious.
What?
Suspicious, yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying myself, if that's what you're asking.
But is Isdell enjoying himself?
Yes.
Ah.
He is not almost dying. He is fairly content.
Fairly content. I mean, a couple of the bards, some of the ones, like, as Ring Dancer's kind of going around the room, seem to have, well, funnily enough, silver loots, rather than the, what seems to be the majority of, like, the wooden loots that are around and things like that. Which is the only other just, like, real, I guess, interesting out-of-place thing, about the bardic floor. Most of the books down here, if you pulled any from the shelves, would be like different pieces of music for different instruments. They're still in Sphinx, but like you could kind of, like, just looking through a couple of them, you'd be able to kind of determine by the shelves like what pieces were where. There's like an entire section for clarinet music, an entire section for hurdy-gurdy music, that kind of stuff. And Ring Dancer just seems to be more than content, like, looking around. And one bard actually approaches you two. Seems to be kind of like a newer student, if anything, like based on the newer students that you had seen.
Mm-hmm.
He's just short. He's a shorter Sphinx than you are, a Persian. He kind of waves over. Hello.
Hi.
And he looks around. Do you mind if I practice a quick thing?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, it's not. And he tilts his head. Just so you know, because I have to be transparent about this. And he kind of holds up his like a claw as if he'd read the student manual. This is a spell. If you are okay with me practicing it.
What kind of spell? I'm probably gonna be okay with it, but I'd like to know beforehand.
I can't tell you because that would influence my practice. But it is completely safe.
Okay.
Ring Dancer.
Noting this to ask Star and answer later.
And Ring Dancer is just more than content. Like, she was already nodding her head and she kind of plops down. Ooh, I love to hear. And as soon as she says the word music, the other bard strums
no way. You but it's too late. I already agreed to it. I know what kind of music this is, I think, already.
Oh, I honestly don't know what you're expecting. I was just gonna say, give me your will save as he strums the instrument.
Yeah, I know I need to give you will save, but I think I have a pretty good idea of why I need to give you will save.
Oh, very nice. Well,
that is literally the highest I can roll without that 20.
And I mean, yeah, you are able to resist whatever effects are coming on to you. And in fairness, I do have to roll Miss Ring Dancers, whose will save is definitely not the best save that she has.
What would that be to identify what spell it is? Spellcraft?
Yeah, Spellcraft. There it is, Will. Yep, that's her lowest save. And that is not actually sufficient enough to know what this is. However, Ring Dancer just seems to sit there. She seems entirely absorbed into this performance.
Fascinate.
And she's just kind of rocking back and forth. And the bard is kind of looking up to you. And you seem entirely unaffected. He stops. Oh. And as soon as he stops playing, the Ring Dancer just kind of shakes her head. Whoa. Whoa. That was cool. She stands up, does a little spin. Whoa, holy, wow. She's just amazed. She looks to you, Isdell. Wow, did you feel that? Did you? Poke, 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 poke.
Yeah, totally. As I rolled a bluff check.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Very nice. I'm not even gonna try with her. Not even gonna try. And she clip 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 clop. And I mean, even the bard seems kind of happy. Do you think I did it good enough? I gotta do that in my exams tomorrow.
I think you'll do fine.
He kind of pumps his little paw. Yes, thank you. And he kind of skips off. He just starts playing like a random tune.
DM, what was the DC on that? Because he's probably gonna fail.
The DC for like that will save?
Yeah.
It was 50.
Just okay. What was that?
Not like Ducky's crazy DC of like 20.
But yeah.
What did you think I was gonna do? That worried me. I was like, dang.
I gotta go look up the spell, but I will send it to you because yeah, I know what spell it could be.
What
The
was,
one I was thinking of.
what was the effects?
I don't know.
I might know the spell name from the effects.
Finder. I'll just send it to you.
Okay. Well, Ring Dancer seeming entirely content with this, kind of gives a yawn. Looks back to you. Well, I don't want to be like these college students and be up all night. So, kind of nudges, nudge, nudge, nudge. You want to go tuck in?
Sure.
Woo! She starts, she says woo, and then she lowers her voice, says sorry, then realizes that nobody cares about being quiet in this section of the library. And then, continues upstairs. She waves to the librarian, who casually gives a small clawed wave back. Wave, wave. You guys exit the library. Once again, passing the small, penguin-esque character who is, studied in what seems to be a grimoire, similar to Starred Answers. Doesn't seem to bother you guys or wave back. You guys exit the library.
So mean.
All right, and Ring Dancer is just heading back to the hotel. Where are you heading, Isdell?
Back to the hotel. I mean, we kind of share a room.
And once again, steady shoot. You hear.
What? I have a key.
None of us have keys.
I have a key to the hotel.
Oh, well then.
I paid for all the rooms.
I never said you were the one knocking as Ring Dancer knocks. Haha.
I was with her.
Well, she's certainly knocking, but you have a key. And then she looks back. Oh yeah, you have one of those.
Yes, I have a key, and I let us in.
And a Ring Dancer and an Isdell have entered the hotel in the middle of Little Spout's DMing session, who seems slightly annoyed that her DMing session got interrupted once more. She blows it off because it's Little Spout.
She looks up and says, "Make a reflex save," and chucks a d20 at them.
Oh, you're I didn't realize you were back, David. I'm sorry.
Do I actually? Oh, you actually
you have to
that
make a reflex save. What are you at?
That is my highest save. And
David,
I rolled
David,
damn it.
David, I want you to give me a d20 roll, and that's the DC, because you're throwing a d20 at him.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that actually just be a...
Oh, you're right. That works
Shoo.
better. Shoo! Oof. Is that your reflex save, Isdell, above?
Yeah.
You get hit with a,
Bonk.
hit with a dice. Now you get to roll a d20 to see what it landed on.
Oh, no. What did he actually roll? Ooh. Little Spout forgives him. Good roll.
And Ring Dancer just starts.
And now, you guys were just entering the forgotten crypt of the third eaten cheese.
And the Sphinx. Ooh, by the way, Little Spout, since you weren't here for the description, the Beautiful has assumed one of the flower pots as a hat, and she is playing a bard called Missy Miss Flower Pot.
Well, I mean, that works.
Yes. And her favorite question to you is, "What do I feel?" As she kind of pokes everything in character.
Right now, you can smell the pungent odor of ancient cheese, so far beyond date that you struggle to even consider the words applicable.
She raises one of her own like stony claws. I touch the cheese. How does it feel?
Oh, but that's the problem. You can smell the cheese, but you have to find it. That's what you're here for, to find the cheese, to reclaim it.
She starts she's like acting as part of her character, but she kind of stands up and she starts sniffing at the ground. Sniff, 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 sniff. Which direction is the cheese coming from?
I roll perception on the cheese.
All right, let's see it.
Oh man.
And so the game continues. You don't need to roll dice in our dice game.
Right. Look. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil what was going on. Steady Shoot was working up to having to cut the cheese. He was going to slice the cheese. Anyway,
yeah.
You slice the cheese readily. Oh no, the stink only gets worse. Fortitude saves all around.
And you guys have a very fun night doing all this tomfoolery and D&D and castles and crashes rather. I take it that Isdell, you are just going to crash in your room.
Yes.
Ring Dancer is just going to crash on the couch. She thinks it's comfy. Quite frankly, she's feeling the food coma coming on.
Isdell is going to go examine the chest again.
Ooh, very nice. What are you examining?
About the chest?
Yeah.
To see if I can figure out what the spell is and how it will affect me. If it gets activated by someone who's not me.
Ah. Well, feel free
I
to
haven't
give me
forgotten about that.
Feel free to give me that spellcraft.
Am I able to take a 10 on this?
Sure, yeah.
I'm just gonna...
Oh god. You'll be happy to know that at least one third-party developer for Pathfinder did indeed create the Detect Pregnancy spell.
That is a thing?
That is a thing. It already exists.
Is that a bard thing?
I believe. Yeah.
Would it be a cleric?
Oh, actually, amusingly, no. Bards don't get it. Clerics get it. Druids get it. Paladins get it. Rangers get it. And hedge witches, whatever those are, get it.
Huh.
Oh, hedge witch is also a third-party class. Go figure.
With that roll, Isdell, you know, I mean, you knew what the thing was before. It was a cone of cold. But you can't really determine what the negative effects are.
Okay. That's all he does before he passes out.
Awesome. So we have Stardates are passed out, Isdell passed out, Ring Dancer highly passed out in a food coma. And
Darkfire's passed out.
Darkfire's passed out.
Preparing some spells, but then passing out.
You hear the
Or
coming from candlelight in the other room. And I just take it that over the course of the night, the rest of you would also pass out. Yeah, Little Spout and Steady Shoot?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, most likely.
I have to ask these things, 'cause you can technically pull an all-night D&D session. I just have to make sure.
Sure.
Alright. Well.
I imagine once people start flopping over and going to sleep.
Flop, 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 flop. And then just
all right, give me a perception check.
Floppo, flop, flop.
Stop being asleep.
Floppo, floppo, flop.
Oh, thank you for these amazing ideas, Isdell. Just read that spell. That's amazing. Alright. However, yes. And just as quickly as you fall asleep, swing.
You wake up.
Yes.
Just as fast.
It is daytime.
Awesome.
And I have to give a certain candlelight a fortitude save. All right, where is his hit? Defense is fortitude. You roll. Ah, the madman. He's shooking it off.
Oh wow, nice.
And he clops on over. Clop, 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 clop. Kind of casually wakes you up, little spout, because I assume you guys were in the same room. Shake, shake.
Huh? Ooh, what? Oh, hello.
Morning. Would you like me
Are
to
you
make you
feeling
something?
better?
Oh, yes. Oh,
You already made me something, she says as she crosses her hooves.
For some reason that was
Wow,
funny.
did we get baking lettuce already? And he kind of looks toward the kitchen. Wow, I'm a fast cook. And he kind of rubs his toes together
Be right
a little
back.
bit, and they kind of do like
No,
a sparkling thing.
no. I'm the one cooking. You just put something in the pan.
Ooh. And he tries to pull. He's trying to pull you up to your hose anyway. Come on, what did I put in the pan? Come on, this is a joke, isn't it? He seems kind of excited, but he's just kind of going along with it.
Okay. So imagine a pony.
Okay, I'm imagining the most beautiful pony I can. And he opens.
Cool.
He
Now
closes-
make them even smaller than me.
He's like imagining something smaller than Little Spout. Tiny Spout. Okay, we got it. We're there.
Excellent. That is going to happen in oh shoot, I forgot how long this takes.
9 months for
10 or 11.
10 or
No,
11. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
In about a year.
You're gonna be smaller? He keeps his eyes closed. I can imagine it.
She applies a hoof to her face. Clunk. But you see, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much. You're the one who told me about this!
And his eyes kind of shoot open. Oh.
And wait for it.
I mean, I knew what it was before, but I always thought it just happened from like special hugs, but then you told me it was really special hugs, and then we did the special hugs, and this is what happens when you hug.
I need to sit down for a second. And he kind of
And this is why I'm gay.
he flumps down on top of a ring dancer on the couch. Bump. Hey, what gives? Hold on. He seems to be getting his balance on the couch. If that is a thing you can do.
On top of somebody else.
Looks up to you. So,
So you are going to be a daddy, I'm going to be a mommy, and everybody else here gets to be godparents. Aren't they happy?
I mean, he's already like a very technically like hot pony body-wise when he uses burn. You could definitely tell he's sweating just a little bit. But he seems to be very confused. Like, not confused like in the terms that he doesn't know what's going on. Just more like an astonishing confused. But where does the pan go? And he just kind of looks toward the oven.
Little Spout applies hoof to face. Clunk. But one of a mare's many, many, many talents is being the pan.
Okay.
Be the pan.
He kind of takes a deep breath. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome! And he kind of raises his hose. But I don't know what I'm doing! And he kind of lowers his hose. But what? This is cool! And he raises his
Don't
hose.
worry, I'm just as clueless. Let's be clueless together.
The best way to do it.
And he kind of opens his hose. Give me a hug! Oh my gosh!
And she raises a brow. You know what happens when we hug.
Wait, what happens? I forgot. And he gives you a wink. Wink, 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 wink.
With both eyes. Oh, wait, sorry.
She rolls her eyes mightily. Well, I'm pretty sure nothing can happen at this point. I mean, you can't do that twice at the same time, can you? I really don't think that works that way. Or can you? Can't you? No, pretty sure not. Pretty sure? I need to go to the library.
Like,
And the rest of you in the hotel are kind of awoken by the sounds of both the confused Candlelight, who had sat on a dancer, and a little spout shouting, "I need to go to the library."
I kind of stretch, get down, and it's like, oh, that thing. There's that thing I need to do, and quickly. And so I grabbed the vial of the stuff of the hairs I took last night, as many as I could find, and I kind of trot out into the living room like, "Oh, hey, morning, congratulations!" Open the window, turn into a raven, and fly out.
And Ring Dancer looks back toward the people in the living room currently. Wow, someone's on an adventure.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, you have a raven that's flying out the window. Shoot, what are you doing? Been woken up. At least I think you have. Steady? Steady Shoot is still sleeping, it seems. Well,
His steady shooting, his steady sleep.
in that case, we have there Isdell, I believe, also in the hotel.
Did Rain Dancer sleep on the couch outside the entire night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got sat on, which is the only reason she woke up.
Well, I'm going to head downstairs, obviously.
We're greeted to the smells of breakfast.
Cool.
Right? Where are you stopping downstairs, if anywhere?
Just to get breakfast and to talk to Rain Dancer, I guess. Who else is downstairs?
Oh, nobody went downstairs per se, but if you wanted to invite Ring Dancer, you could certainly go.
I would.
She gets up. Now, I would certainly like some breakfast after that rude awakening. Kind of very huffy. She seems to be picking up a few sassy tips from her cat friend here. Swishes her tail out the door. Swish, 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 swish. And you
yes.
get greeted to the customary eggs and bacon and lettuce and lettuce bacon strips. That's the thing. It's like lettuce, but cut in strips of bacon and deep fried.
That's called blasphemy. That's what that is.
Not for ponies, it isn't.
Well, ponies should get a life.
Oof. Well, he's more than happy to share breakfast, regardless. And then I guess we should go to Mrs. Star Dancer, who you are awakened by a small tug on your wings. Tug, 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 tug. Tug, 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 tug.
That hurts, you know.
Oh.
You should know. You have wings.
He opens her wings. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Fluffs them a little bit. Wouldn't mind a trade though, and she kind of she gives your wings like a little fluff. Yours are a lot more fluffy.
Probably because you keep playing with them. I don't think they're supposed to be that fluffy.
They are indeed very fluffy. It's like fluffing a pillow because of how much she's been fluffing them. Oh. Well, I suppose no harm, no foul. Fluff, 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 fluff.
Stop that!
And yeah. She stops fluffing for a moment. I made you breakfast. Hey, come and eat breakfast. Come on.
Okay.
Boing, 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 boing. She kind of she opens the door. She waits for you to get up and I guess in a manner of speaking, defluff your wings. thinks it's adorable. And the smells of breakfast do hit you. She knows exactly what you like. DM doesn't though, but she made it for you.
Yay! We will go have breakfast then. It will be good.
It is an adorably good breakfast, complete with orange juice.
And you have made that character way sillier than she was supposed to be, but it's all fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just really likes fluffiness. However, what are you doing for the morning other than eating breakfast with your friend?
My usual morning things. Prepare spells. We're in town, so I don't need to cast spells yet. And I guess afterward, I will have to go see what everyone is doing, since no one made plans, and they haven't come and, gotten me yet.
Ah, that is also fair. That is also very fair. Well, I suppose I should ask then, Darkfire, you being the mobile one, where are you headed off to?
The Building of Divination.
Ooh, fancy. That is the starry one right over here. Boop.
Which one? This one?
Yep. I'm trying to pick
Oh.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, the one that's like a little spike into the mind.
Sweet.
Oh, circle. Yep, that's the School of Divination.
Alrighty. Flappity flap flap.
Flap, 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 flap. And you arrive at the place. They don't necessarily catch you flying just because you are literally a raven, and they just don't pass you a passing glance. However,
Darn druids.
yeah, and alighting next to the place. The inner doors are in that actual in both of the little spikes that go into the building, within there.
Mm-hmm.
And as you start walking forward, are you going into the right or left door?
Which one seems more scrying like?
I mean, they both seem fairly similar. Like, they don't seem to have any different markations over them or anything. However, just the thought of you thinking that, you suddenly get not really a push, but you get a thought that you should go to the right.
This place is crazy. And I go to the right.
And you start walking toward it. You see yourself go through the door. You see the entire interior. The entire interior it's definitely got a scent to it. It's not a bad scent. It's more just like if you walked into a gypsy house's house.
It's like a bunch of incense.
Incenses, things like that. Yeah, exactly. And you get all these sights and smells, and you open your eyes, and you're still not walking through the door yet. Interesting. However, you are free to walk toward it now. That's just a kind of premonition you got prior to actually walking toward there. An out-of-body experience, you might consider it.
Wow. Alrighty, so I go ahead and start heading in.
And yep, you actually do head in this time, and the same sights and smells greet you. You had seen this before. There seems to be sphinxes around, though a lot of the ones in here, especially on the upper floors of the place, seem to be kind of in stalls and have lots of different colored beads around their neck. There's even a couple that are actually carrying around crystal balls and whispering to them, and small bits of magic seem to be at least emanating from the balls themselves.
Okay. Alrighty. I look around to see if there's anybody that can help me.
There's a couple students on your ground floor that are kind of walking around.
Alrighty, I'd like to walk up to one real quick.
And one of the taller ones is more close to you, and getting her attention, kind of blinks. What? She turns around.
Excuse me. Yes, I needed a few directions real quick. Sorry.
And she blinks her eyes. They look a lot larger than they should be, just because of the fact that she is wearing rather giant glasses, really magnifying ones specifically. finding something in here.
Hold on, I didn't hear. Oh no. I know exactly who this is supposed to be.
Oh, this
Wait,
place.
what?
Why is this playing?
I find somebody else to help me.
What just happened? What just happened?
Basically, I go up to try and find someone, get some directions through this place to find what I need. Right as he does this. You kind of cut out, so you should tell me again.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, blink, blink, blink. She blinks through her very large and magnifying glasses. Help. Finding a place around here.
Yes. I'm just looking for a scrying pool that I can use, or like a mirror pool.
Ah, are you taking my scrying class later on?
I just need to use one.
Ah. She looks
If that's okay. I apologize.
She looks a little upset and even kind of offended. I see.
What's her name?
But
you haven't asked. But she kind of she looks back up. You would find those on the 3rd floor. Though I cannot tell you where they are. You must find your way.
Oh, that probably won't be too much of a problem. Thank you. My name is Darkfire. What's your name?
Professor Trelawney.
Professor
Trelawney.
what? Yeah. I figured.
Not to be confused with my little sister, Trelawney, who is on the druid team. She kind of looks a little, like, she almost looks offended at that, too. Didn't want to be a diviner like her bigger sister. I see how it is.
Well, hey, druids aren't that bad. Kind of squint my eyes.
I never said that they did, druid. Yeah. Blinks back at you. Blink, blink. Ah, didn't think I knew you were one. Did you now? That is the magic of this school. And gestures around. Her like the people behind her, who are now, you can clearly tell are her students, seem to be rolling their eyes in the biggest fashion.
At her or me?
At her, given the fact that you literally have a pin on your person that is labeling you as a druid.
Sweet. Okay. I'm like, all right, well, I'm kind of like backing up, trying to get out of this conversation. Oh, all right, well, thank you for your help. I'll get out of your hair now. So, or your hair, and I will talk to you probably not later.
I would suspect that you are wrong about that, Mr. Phoenix Wolf. And she says that very cautiously.
All right, bye. And I turn to go up some stairs, or find the stairs to go up.
She just watches you go up. The students behind her are like literally trying not to burst out laughing. And you get to the 3rd floor, and there you get a different sense of all the incenses and things around.
Sweet. This seemed to work earlier, so I kind of start thinking I need a scrying pool.
And you get this feeling that you should go down like one of the leftermost hallways that kind of rings around the place. All the hallways kind of like they circle around the sides of the building, and there's like it's the Denver Capitol, right? Like here in Colorado, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. Like all the buildings are circled around the center of the that you could just kind of like look down into the middle of the entire place.
Okay.
At least around the where it spikes into the building. But you get a sense that you should go leftward. Leftward. Kind of get this image of a more a golden kind of pearlesque door. Kind of comes to mind.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I kind of just keep following these until I get to the room I believe I need.
Yep, and you do stumble upon it. And it's right there.
Alrighty.
There doesn't seem to be any voices coming from behind it, so there doesn't seem to be a classes session.
Cool. Alrighty. I cautiously open the door, just in case.
And it is indeed empty.
Alrighty. Do I see the silver mirror pools or the silver
Yes.
mirrors I need?
And as you kind of squeak open the door, you realize it's empty. Continuing to open the door, it's a rounder room. There seems to be only like one of those scrying pools in the middle that seems to be fixated to the ground. And that seems to be the only feature really in the room. There doesn't seem to be any markings in the walls, anything like that.
Interesting.
And
Alrighty.
before we continue on this, I should switch to some of the other characters around.
No problem.
I feel I should point out it is now 9 o'clock, which means I am becoming a pumpkin. I can feel the photosynthesis beginning.
Ooh, would you like? Would you guys like Darkfire
Sure.
to continue then to the end of the session?
Yeah,
I have a feeling I know what he's doing.
I might as well finish out what he's doing and then we'll end.
Perf. What are you doing, Mr. Darkfire?
Well, I'm going up to the pool and
Mhm.
taking a swim. Just kidding. Of course.
I mean, it'd be more of a bird bath, but
I'm not a bird, though.
fair. All right, what are you doing?
Alrighty, so I bring out the vial that has all of Ivory Drop's hairs
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, and I divide it into 2 piles, just in case.
All
And
right.
so, I go up to this pool, and I kind of drop them in there, use those, and cast Scrying.
And
And my
takes a
target
save,
is
yeah?
Ivory Drop.
And that takes a save, yeah?
Yes. All right. So it's a will save. If they're on another plane, they get a +5 bonus to the will save. However, since
They're on another plane, okay.
However, since I have pretty much a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, etc., that will save gets a -10 modifier.
Oof. What's your DC?
Oh yeah. DC, since it is a 4 level spell, 20.
Oh. Oh my. Well, I need you to roll a D3 for me.
A what?
A D3.
Ha! I was wondering if something like this might happen.
Nice. You get an image of well, it kind of like right behind her, following along. Ivory Drop. Though she seems to be in a far more desert-esque place.
Does this seem like the one that was on the field?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's walking around. It seems to be like not in a deserted town, but a far more sparsely populated town than the current city that you guys are in. Walking through it, and she seems to be going toward, like, following a road out to, in the distance, what looks to be a sort of cave. She's looking around left and right somewhat suspiciously, so she doesn't seem to give off anything around her doesn't seem to particularly give off why she's looking around suspiciously.
By the way, does this place look at all familiar to me from my travel?
Have you traveled out to the desert? Well, the desert areas.
I've traveled a lot. So
it would look like Stratham specifically.
Like where?
Stratham.
Let me find something here. It's the map.
It should be in your player notes if you need to pull it up.
Oh yeah. Well, I just found it in the Discord. I pulled it up here. You said Stratham?
Yep.
Ah. Okay.
She's looking around. Other than that, like she actually does have saddlebags on. And one side of them, you see a couple different loaves of bread kind of sticking out of her saddlebag, as if she's preparing to travel somewhere. And aside from that, a grimoire, and a small, peeking out from the bag is a pink, what looks like a pink note or piece of paper, kind of sticking out of her bag.
That looks familiar, doesn't it?
Looks very familiar. And with that,
And I can watch her for 11 minutes.
ooh, 11 minutes. She's just going to continue on her goal out toward the caves. Watching her kind of go out toward the it's far enough out that that would be toward the end of your scrying, but you do definitely know the direction that she's heading in. And she heads into the cave, and that is where you notice that the mouth of the cave that you were looking out when you had seen her on the field, this is the cave that she was going out of.
Okay. Am I able to watch long enough if I notice she does the same portal thing? Or does it cut off before then?
It doesn't cut off before then, but she doesn't use a portal.
Oh.
Literally just be going into the cave. Though she never stops looking around suspiciously.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
And then that cuts.
That cuts?
And then I take the other half of that stuff,
Uh-huh.
of the hairs. And I want to try, and I'm going to do the same thing, scrying again, except I want to see if I can try and focus on the other ivory spout that we just met.
Go for it.
And how would I do this?
Well, you're technically in the School of Divination, so you have help.
I do.
You just have to kind of focus on what you want exactly.
I start focusing on the specific ivory drop that we've just met.
Gotcha. Feel free to, you're going to cast a spell, yeah, and it's a -10 modifier, yeah.
-10 plus 5 if they are on another plane.
Perf.
DC 20.
Give me a D2 really quick.
Okay.
Nice. And you're suddenly kind of sucked away into blackness just for a second. And kind of blinking open your eyes. You're in that same familiar space that you'd seen before. In the Tengu's hideout. It's kind of that ethereal-esque, blue-esque library. Though you're scrying on Ivory Drop, who's also in this library. She's looking around curiously. Seems a lot happier than the other one. And she's following along, now much more clearly, Ankh, who is leading her through this library. She's looking around very curiously, and Ankh is getting a lot of dirty looks from a lot of the sphinxes around.
I can imagine why.
And Ivory just kind of is trying to keep up with him. Why did you bring me in here? And he doesn't answer. Just shh. I need you to follow me. And he takes her further back into what almost looks like a study. And given some of the things that are around the study, this is more what it could be considered an office of sorts, based around Ankh himself. And Ivory starts looking a little bit more worried. Come on, something happening? I tilt her head. Can't let you see yourself. What do you mean? Nothing. I just need you to stay in here for a little bit. Can you do that for me? Sure, yeah. I mean, this place looks pretty cool. And she kind of gestures around. So, I need to get back to my studies, you know. He kind of nods. Oh, I'm not stopping you from those. You could certainly do them here. But I need you to stay here for a little bit. You understand? And he says that more sternly. Yeah, sheesh. I don't know what you're so angry about. Nah, she kind of tilts her head. Where are you anyway? Well, I'm Monk. You know, okay. Why haven't I seen you around before? I normally spend my time in here. And he kind of gestures around. They don't particularly like non-sphinxes here, especially after their daughter kind of got kidnapped. And he kind of gestures out to what to the exit of his own little office doorway. And Ivory Drop looks back. What are you kidnapped? That's bad. Yeah, she went into the mines, is what they at least told me. Aw. Well, I'm sad that my golems couldn't stop that. Kind of tilts her head left and right. I'm making new ones. They'd be able to stop stuff like that in the future. And that's kind of where the 11 minutes of the conversation between them as they walk through all this stuff starts to fade out for you.
All right. So that ends. Oops, I think it's time to tell the others about all this.
Huh? What? I thought nothing was going to be happening. 0.
Nothing ever happens in D&D stories. Well, that will be
That's right.
That will definitely be where we end the session tonight.
Alrighty.
I hope
All right,
everybody had
all right.
fun with,
Now, to be honest, I would have actually told you all if I had remembered to as a player, but I forgot to. Darkfire just kind of didn't say anything.
About what?
About this whole business with Ivory Drop.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that something about that. I don't know. Basically, everyone's dancing around the revelations that my character needs, that I know he needs, but that the character won't reveal. Damn it.
Well, if everybody wants to step by the recording, I will push the little button. Bye.
Okie dokie.
Bye.